Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome into the building. Happy Wednesday. I'm glad to see you all here. As you come in, hit that like button. I'm trying to adjust myself in my seat over here. Hit that like button. Welcome to Wednesday Trending Topics, and we got some great stories for you. Before I bring the people into the building, I want to tell you something crazy that my son experienced today. And I'm in utter shock. I'm really still kind of in shock. But today at his school, when I tell you he experienced racism, I still can't even wrap my mind around it. Someone, and listen, this is the first time. I'm not an iPhone person. I think I told you I'm Android, okay? They talked me into this Mac computer. I'm figuring it out. I don't love it yet. I don't know if I really like it yet. I'm getting used to it, okay? But I'm not typically a Apple person. So I didn't know with Apple, even if someone doesn't have your number and they're close to you, they can airdrop something to you, right? So they airdropped to my son, this particular person. One picture was calling it was a box of cornflakes, and they called it coon flakes. And then the other picture said, I don't talk with in the N-word. And I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock. We're dealing with it. But I just will never understand hate. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm in complete another shock. But you know what? The kid is okay. The kid is good. God is good. The kid is good. And so the train will pull out the station. Can I tell you, Daphne? I'm talking shock. You know what, dude? I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see this. Let me see. Let me just go to my let me go to my gallery in my phone. Like I just I'm telling you, I can't even. I don't know if I can make it bigger. Y'all know I don't know how to work nothing. Can you see that? They literally they sent that. They sent that. That was one of them they sent. And can you see that? That was the other one they sent. I promise you, I'm just like, I don't people are crazy. People are really like, it's crazy. But we're gonna deal with it. Okay, we're gonna deal share in 2023. Can you imagine? I still can't even wrap my mind around it. I'm like, what? But yeah, it's yeah, very sad. Very sad. Yes, pray for them. I'm talking just crazy. Okay. Cowards. Come on, Queen B. Cowards. Cowards. And my son said they kept airdropping it because that kid wanted him to see it. Racism has gone high tech. It has gone high tech. You say it is. I'm still in shock. But the kid is good. I'm good, and we're gonna deal with it. Okay. Yes, they know who sent it. We already know who sent it. We already know who sent it. We already know who sent it. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm talking crazy. Absolutely crazy. But guess what, guys? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Thank y'all all for being here. We're about to pull this train out the station. And before we pull out the station, I got to bring my monthly ticket holder into the building. And make sure y'all hitting that like button. Y'all know how to get your ticket. Okay, y'all know how to get your ticket. And I'm going to bring our monthly ticket holder. You know, I'm going to, Mel Bricks, we gonna handle this. We gonna handle this. I promise you. So you know how to get your monthly ticket. Hit that like button, and let me bring. Hey, Auntie Robin.
Hey, Diva.
How are you?
Listen, I'm okay except for the news that you shared.
Mm,
Too often everything that's old becomes new again, but this shall
mm,
not prevail. I'm so happy that your son has his head on his shoulders and it's not weighing him down or holding him back. But
mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that this community, that is the Great Tribe, will do what we can to take the racism and the racist behavior, lay it across the track, and roll over it with this train.
That part right there, the Diva Express train. You know what's happening? I like that. The Diva Express train. Choo choo. Well, listen, guys. thank you, everyone. The kid is good. I'm good. We are going to handle it. Okay. This will not go away easily. It will be handled. And thank you guys for getting your ticket. So listen, guys, we got a lot of good stories here on the topics today. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and listen, guys, you're going to bear with me. We're going to do this today because I'm going to share my screen. Is breastfeeding in public. So, breastfeeding is a natural thing. Your baby got to eat. But Robin, and I'm sure you the same way, growing up, it was just a different level of respecting yourself, even when you did certain things. So always, even like if y'all saw like a mother breastfeeding her child in church, she would cover with a receiving blanket, breastfeeding outside, they would take out a receiving blanket and or they would have some type of clothing where they go ahead and bring the booby out for the baby, but the whole world is not seeing it, right? So there's this young lady. Let me share a screen here. We're gonna talk about this. Let's see what I can do here. Share this story with y'all. Let's go here. Alrighty. Is it showing? There we are. Does everyone see that?
In the Walmart?
Well, she's in the store. So she's saying that she says she was shamed for breastfeeding in public just because she's busty, okay? Well, busty is an understatement. It looked like that boob got about 3 to 4 gallons of milk in there. And I don't feel, listen, the baby got to eat, right? Feed the baby. But I mean, does it have to be like this? I don't think so. Could she feed her child and, cover up her boob? Yes, she could, but she's choosing not to. She's saying normalize breastfeeding. Well, breastfeeding is normalized, sweetie, but that doesn't mean that you have to whip down your whole clothes to feed your baby in a public place. She said the fact that people think feeding my child makes me is outrageous. I mean, I think they're not liking the way that you're choosing to do it. And okay, so well-endowed mom, known on TikTok as Miss Calcium, okay, and I guess because she got all that milk, is slammed for publicly breastfeeding her toddler son in a supermarket, okay? And stunned social media disparagers weren't all shy about bashing the milking mom, for doing this in public. Some said you have no class, okay? Somebody else said arrest her for indecent exposure, okay? And someone else said only dogs would do this. Okay, they said some more behind that, but I'm going to read it. In response to the burst of cruel remarks, the targeted mother retaliated with humor. Okay, so listen, that's another picture of her. Okay, she just got big boobs. She got big boobs. Okay, many breast advocates virtually rallied around the mother, insisting that her display was natural. The fact that people think feeding my child makes me is outrageous. She penned in a body of subsequent posts. She also said, and a number of breastfeeding advocates came to her defense. They said, feed your baby, mama. That's right, feed your baby, okay? And someone said that she has smaller breasts. Would this even be an issue right now? And so someone had to be taking these pictures for her, okay? That's her again. She's just all over the place. Wherever she goes, she don't have no problem pulling out her boob and feeding the baby. But when a critic challenged the mom's motives, right? She pretty much said, you're not trying to normalize it, because the mom said hashtag normalize breastfeeding. She said you're sexualizing it. Okay. So pretty much that's the story right there. Right. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Hold on one second. Hey, Shan.
Hi, Shan.
Hey. How y'all doing? Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
I can't believe what I just saw on the screen.
Listen, she has big boobies, okay? Like I said, it's about 3 gallons of milk per boob. And I don't think that we're mad at her feeding her baby. I think that she can do it in a more decent ways. Yes.
It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
It's how you do it. Ain't no food shortage. She got enough milk. She got milk. She got milk. Okay, that's commercial. They got milk. She got milk. Shan, you tell me. Go ahead, Robin. Tell me your thoughts, and then I'll go to Shan.
Oh, well, I was going to say nothing against breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is, in fact, I believe, wholly normalized. Her behavior is really across the line to some measure of exhibitionism. And there was an experience that I had. I worked for a state-sponsored insurance company, and I went to a meeting of a consortium of breastfeeders, right? These women who were very much advocates. And it seemed like they were just defiant. And I didn't think that breastfeeding was not normalized, but I'm at this event and all these women did, it was like they were like trying to out feed the kids. They were just popping their tops off and stuff. And it didn't make sense to me. And I said, well, you know what? I got the sense that maybe they had some negative experiences and this was their opportunity to rebel, because that was the only thing that I could imagine that would call for this lack of decorum and discretion. And again, I don't think that there's anything wrong with breastfeeding or breastfeeding in public, but it is important to stay on the side of the humans when you're engaging in some behavior, because then you're going to run the risk of being likened to non-human people. I want to try to be nice.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
You know what? She wants, I feel like everybody wants to go viral now, right? She's making a spectacle of the situation. And Mel, that you're right, she got milk, ice cream, and yogurt. She got it all. Okay. She got milk and boobies. And my thing is, even to have her child really kind of be a part of this by taking a picture and just sharing it everywhere. Listen, if you got the baby underneath here and the blankets over it, feed the baby. The baby's hungry. The baby got to eat. But literally taking your arm out of your shirt and pulling it down and having your whole boob out is just too much. She couldn't even.
In that first picture, didn't she have her entire top off?
She had. Let's just. I think one side is still. I think she still has. I'm gonna go right back to it. Let me see if I could go back to it. I think there's one side that's still, in the other side is still kind of in, her arm is in it. But that's a lot. She pulled down the strap of her bra. You see that there? She pulled down the strap of her bra. That is not, to me, that's just seemed too much. She wants to show all of this. Let's see here. Yeah, because you see the other side, the shirt is up. You can see it a little better in this picture. And then she did pull the shirt up, but she just got big boobs.
It's like she's posing for a photo shoot.
Yes.
Like there's a difference between feeding your child and just being out in the middle of the aisle, being like, here go my titty. It's ghetto, it's nasty, I don't like it. I don't think it's cute. I feel like she's doing it for attention. People do anything to be famous. Yeah. Like she want to be known as the boob girl, I guess. Yeah. It's inappropriate. Like, I don't have kids, but you could feed your child. But it's like you're ready for a picture to post on the internet. It's very, very distasteful.
You said the perfect word. It's distasteful. So Claire said, I breastfeed and I do it in public. I have big boobs. It's hard to hide them. I try to, but sometimes my little girl pops over. Girl pulls the cover off. It's not easy. You know what though?
No,
I think the difference, Claire, is you're not trying to do this. She doesn't care at all. She doesn't have a cover. She wants to be seen.
Right. It's just they posing and everything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, she's posing because she's trying to say normalize breastfeeding, but breastfeeding is normalized. The doctors even encourage you before you leave the hospital. They prefer you breastfeed over everything. But so it's normalized. So stop it, lady. We want you to normalize covering yourself while you breastfeed. So Fisher said
that part,
right? She would not be able to feed her baby like that if she had smaller boobs. Yeah, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. I understand what you're saying. She got milk. Listen, she got milk. She got boobs. She got it all. She got it all. Okay?
All that milk and still so thirsty.
Ooh!
Good one, Cher.
Ooh, shit, that is a good one. I like that. So, I mean, I think that, you know what, it's not about lack. Yeah, wait a minute. This is what Queen Bee said. Lack of modesty gets the clicks and the views nowadays. And that is so true. That is so true. Yeah, she's just doing too much. And she's taking this whole thing over the top. And again, I don't think anybody at all minds someone breastfeeding their baby. But to do that right there is just too much. It's America. Breastfeeding is normal. Come on now. Exactly. Breastfeeding is one. Might knock somebody out with them things. Yes, yeah. So she's doing so much. I thought that was an interesting story. And I thought it was really interesting because, you know, she just act as if, you know, everybody is just picking on her for no reason. Best IBK, thank you for the super chat. Did she birth the baby in aisle 3? I'm trying to tell you. Somebody earlier said we don't need her blocking our cereal with all that. I think it's just too much in the supermarket. And I don't want to go off the beaten path, but some of these people, and they're not all support dogs, some of these people too were bringing the big dogs to the supermarket with them. Like, everybody's doing too much now. Too much, okay? If you got a support dog, bring your support dog. But when you bring in these big dogs that look like horses in the supermarket and they sniffing over my food I gotta buy, I'm not here for it. I don't really like it. Right. Tracy says she's taking it to another level, a whole nother level. She's
not trying to
out.
breastfeed. She's trying to be a Instagram famous breastfeed person. Like, stop. I hate when people do stuff and they pretend like they're low, like it's so obvious. Stop it. Exactly. Okay, so that's pretty much. Any more comments on our breastfeeding mom before I move on?
No.
All right, we're good. Now listen, guys, let me tell you, we're going to do a quick because I did a video on this, so we're going to have a quick conversation about this whole Monique situation. And you know, some people was like, but Diva, you got on Monique for so long for her cutting up and not apologizing to people and so forth and so on. Yes, I did. But you know, I want everybody to understand what I do is I assess each situation as it comes, okay? And it's not me being a hypocrite. It's me dealing with each situation when it comes, okay? And when that situation comes, I address it with the information that I have, okay? So listen, we all know I felt when Monique did her things wrong, I came at Monique. I came at her and I came at her hard. But for this particular situation right here, I want to say the way that Kim Whitley and Sherri Shepard talked about somebody that one is supposed to be their friend. Come on, Claire, Shady Sherri. Okay. One, that somebody that was supposed to be their friend, and two, a fellow comedian. If you want to compliment somebody, to me, don't give a backhanded compliment. Like, oh, I like your shirt, but it doesn't look good on you. You know, oh, that was nice, but blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, but if you didn't do this, I wouldn't have did that. Okay. So I feel that in this particular situation, Monique being upset with Sherri Shepard and Kim Whitley, and we're going to show the video. I feel like she had every right to be. And I think Monique did a nice, nasty read. Because, you know, that's Monique. So let me just share this really quickly. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Let me see. So here we are. Let's play this really quickly.
You can't hear anything.
You can't hear it?
No.
Okay, let me go back to it.
Was the mute icon on?
Okay, I'm getting ready to try it again. Let me see if I could try it again. All right, tell me if it's...
Hit the play button.
Yeah, I am. See, you know what's funny? It's playing. Okay, let me try it one more time. It's playing for me, but it won't play for y'all. Okay, but I think most of y'all heard it. I'll try one more time. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. We're gonna get there. You know, I'm learning how to work my little computer here.
Hit the like button in the meantime.
That's right. Hit the like
Tribe.
button in the meantime. Okay, it's coming up there. You know what's funny? It won't play for y'all, but it's playing for me. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna take it down. It's not.
The volume is up.
Yeah, the volume is up and I hear it playing. I don't know why it won't, when I share the screen, it won't play. We'll try one more time and then we're just gonna talk. I'll just actually read. Let's see if I could do it here.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, ladies, how you doing?
Okay, there we go.
Hey.
Oscar for Precious.
We good to go now.
She's, and like I said, people underestimate comics. She's really, really good. She's a great actress. Now, personality-wise, she's always getting in trouble. Always. If it's not with another comic, D.L. Hughley, it is with the industry. It's somebody. But this movie, The Reading with Monique, when I tell you, I almost turned it off. This sucker it scared me. But Monique is funny in it too. It's a horror / damn comedy. I'm gonna tell you something. And Monique got it on her thing. So it's not gonna be me giving away the movie because she's got it posted. When people are getting killed, because you know it's a scary movie, so somebody's always getting killed. The girl who about to get killed, Monique got a knife.
Okay, so they pretty much was giving Monique a compliment, but as they gave her the compliment, they kind of shaded her. And so pretty much she read them for Phil for a little bit, but in a nice, nasty way. And she said, I'll read a little bit of it. She said, hello, Sherri, Shepard, and Kim Whitley. First, thank you for your compliments regarding my talents and performance in the reading. I couldn't help but notice, though, that you two said because of my personality, I'm always getting in trouble. You then attempted to show a connection between my personality and me being blackballed, along with the fallout I had with brother D.L. Hughley. In addition, you two, in the same breath, mentioned how comments are underestimated, right? So she carries on.
This is why I hate
I didn't mean to do that. She pretty much carry on. And the point of the conversation that she tried to say is that, one, we're all comedians. Why would you do that? Two, y'all supposed to be my friends. Three, if you want to compliment me, just compliment me, but don't give me no backhanded thing talking about why I get in trouble. She said, because everything I did paved the way for all of us. And all I said was, I understand where she's coming from. You know what? No matter what I do, if you my friend, if everybody else is kicking me in the back, you shouldn't be kicking me in the back too.
Right.
So I get what she's saying on that part. Now, we know Monique is problematic. We're never going to take that away from her. She is who she is, okay? But a friend shouldn't be in public kicking you down. If anything, they need to talk to you behind closed doors. Mel, did you see this situation? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, first off, hello, ladies. How you doing? Good evening.
Hey.
Hey there, Lou.
Hello. You know, at first I want to say I was going to call in before. I was just had my hands busy because I'm not sure. I wasn't talking about Monique, but I want to say one little comment about that previous story.
Sure.
You know what? And I'm not even going to be funny. Actually, I'm all for a woman to do whatever she wants with her body. I think for me personally, I just feel like no matter what activity you're doing outside, if your baby is really very hungry, and I believe that the baby is, go to the restroom, go somewhere where you can sit down and you can just stop whatever, you're doing to feed the baby in a proper way. That wouldn't be it wouldn't be embarrassing for yourself, for the public, or for the child. That's all I would say about that. You just want to,
you know what, you made a really good point. You made a really good point, Mel. That part. Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you go somewhere where you can have a discreet moment, and and or even sit on a chair and listen. It's nobody's business, but you just want to. You don't have to keep on. You're not going to go into McDonald's and whip it out at the cash register. You're going to basically try to. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to sit somewhere with get some sense. And now, Monique, I want to say this. So this is so funny. Me and you, we were on a different Sherri's panel when I first started talking to you, and we did have different views. And it's so funny that when I first saw it, I was just like, oh, I wasn't sympathetic to Monique, surprisingly, because I was sympathetic to her before.
Mm-hmm.
And now in this one, I was like, oh, but then I was watching some things on, okay, me neither. Okay, yeah.
No, I'm laughing at you, Mel, because you said we was opposite before, and now it seemed like we both flipped. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think that for me, I was sympathetic, but then I think I'm coming to the train. I'm listening. I'm the first class ticket on this train right now with you because. Oh, okay. Yes, I am. I pay real good price for this ticket. I think that for me, you know what? Yeah, I agree. Because people had to educate me while I was watching the shows that these ladies, they have a deep, deep history. They all, you know what? When it comes to the Black comedian, I watched a documentary, a Black female comedian. Let me get that correct. It's like a sorority. They all know each other. They all. Yes. That's why. Even Sherri, I forget her name, she's on the talk, but they all know each other and they all have this deep, deep history. So then when I was seeing that there's a deep history there, I saw what Sherri and what Kim said with a different view. I said, oh, wait a minute, you do know her very deeply. Yeah. You have this sort of very complicated sister history about business and relationships. So I guess Monique was correct in that way. She read them right away real quick. See, for me, I was just like, oh, it's a positive review, but if it's a deep history, it takes on a different connotation. So I'm like, okay, you know what? They were being shady. They know her very well. And yeah, they shouldn't have done that if you know her that well. So it's a deep history there. I just didn't understand that before, but I do now.
Yeah, it is a deep history because Kim Whitley, if you really look at the video, I saw more footage of it. She's agreeing with Sherri, but she's holding her head down.
Mm-hmm.
Her body language is really telling to me that she wasn't comfortable with the conversation. And then there's another video that Monique had on her Instagram where she pretty much, Kim Whitley is saying that, her and Monique fell out, but she misses the friendship. And, she's trying to figure out a way how to circle back to her. Because she does miss her. So I don't think that Kim Whitley really wanted to have that particular beginning of the conversation, but she was kind of dragged into it and she didn't know how to pull her way out with her co-host, Sherri Shepard. So Radiant says she wasn't worried about feeding the baby. She was trying to feed the public. I'm trying to tell you that she was being messy.
That part.
But Radiant, hey, you're in the building. What's up? He might not be able to hear us. Roy, are you there? Okay, we're going to move on. Shan, what do you think this Sherri Shepard situation and with Monique?
I saw your video today, and like I said in the comments, if I was Monique, I would tell Sherri to shut up and give Wendy her show back, because that's very... I feel like she was too joyful in saying, oh, Monique's too problematic. Ha, ha, ha. It's either you're a friend or you're a foe type of thing. I don't like how she did that. I feel like it was very haterish. And I don't think Monique is problematic. I think she's the voice, because people, if you speak up and you're a Black woman, it's an issue type of thing. That's what I feel with Monique. I wasn't there, but I've always been on Monique's side. I've always been rooting for her. And I agree. She should have read them for filth, because that was a very backhanded compliment. You could have said, oh, the show was nice, and you're all supposed to be friends in real life. I agree with Monique 100%. I did not like it. It was very shady.
You know what? Yes, I do. You know what, Monique?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Ari, we would have to ask Daddy. We would have to ask Daddy if Monique could come in. So I'll try.
And the Parkers.
Go ahead, Roy. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna come in the room and shake up. I'm gonna shake the table, because we are sitting here acting like that Sherri Shepard said something that we all have not heard. for
But
years.
as my
Go
friend,
ahead,
don't
Royer.
say
Come
it to
on.
the
It
public.
doesn't matter about being so since I'm your
It
friend, I can sit
matters.
up and
Say it
just
to me
play
in a
like,
text message.
okay, so Shan, we're friends, right? And let's
Yep.
say that you have a problem with getting along with people. I don't care how good of friends we are. I'm not gonna sit up here and play like, oh, Shan gets along with everybody. She know
But
how
you
to
have
get
to
along
go
with
on your
everybody, and it's all
Instagram.
great.
So you're gonna go on your
Huh?
Instagram and broadcast it instead of pulling me aside and be like, "Hey,
If
girl,
I'm
let's talk
talking
first."
about
Like, do you
you,
That
think
if
the
part.
I'm
way?
talking about you, yes, I am. If I'm talking about you,
Well,
yes,
you're
I
not a
am.
good friend
Because
then.
it wasn't
Boom.
like, but well, then take it as it is. But it wasn't
No,
like
because
that
don't.
Sherri Shepard was saying anything that was just so like, oh my God, like she gave a compliment. She told the truth. You do have problems in the
But why
industry.
would you
You
find
do.
such? Why would you be
Okay,
so
okay. So
happy
hold on,
to be
Royer.
like
Hold
your
on,
Oh, no,
Royer.
no,
friend? Why
Hold
would
on.
you
We
be
gotta
so happy to
hold
say
on,
your
guys.
friend's
Hold on 1 second.
problematic?
Hold on 1 second. Ace of Diamonds, thank you so much for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for being on the train ride tonight. Hold on 1 second, because he came here to derail the train. You know I love Royer.
He did
So
start out with
Ooh.
that.
specifically got on 3 stops later to derail the train. Hold on now, Royer. So wait a minute. I got friends, like a good friend. One of my very good friends. She'll whisper in my ear, you know you was dead wrong, but I got your back. We're gonna go through this
Right.
together.
That's how you
Okay.
do it.
Now when we get behind closed doors in private, she gonna check me. But in the public, we're standing thick as thieves. And all I'm saying is that although we know they probably wasn't thick as thieves friends, but they're in the same arena, they do comedy. You understand what I'm saying? And that wasn't a moment to address her problematic situation.
Right.
That was the moment. If you're going to compliment her on the movie she did, The Reading, then you don't read her while you doing your comments on
Right.
The Reading.
Nice, nasty.
That
Well, I
nice
don't know.
nasty. You don't
Very
do
nice.
that.
And then she was so joyful. Like, Monique has a problem with everybody. Like, if I'm your friend, don't be so happy to tell the world that I'm problematic. You know,
Okay,
there's a saying, like you said, stand and there's a quote. I forgot it. But, you know, stand beside me in public and, like, scold me behind closed doors or whatever the quote says. That's
I don't
how I
know if
am.
that's
Pull
what
you
it is,
aside and
though.
be like, you know what, Royer? Like, you know, do you think maybe your approach is blah, blah, blah in private?
Okay, can I share?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I want to start by saying that this is the second story today, topic that we've discussed, where the word discretion is at the forefront. There was not one lie told in anything that came out of Sherri Shepard's mouth. The problem is
That part.
that she lacked discretion. The part she was very wonderfully complimentary of Monique's performance in that movie. She forgot that they was broadcasting to the world. And this is a problem that we have across the board with a whole lot of us, in that we have lost the filter that used to exist, because our Instagram, all of our social media, we just have found it so easy to lay bare everything. And I think that that's the first problem. The second of them is, you know what? So I'm sure that between them, Sherri and Kim probably did say, "Dag, you know, Monique is so talented. I wish that she behaved differently because she could be in such a better space." We know that about her, but because she acts this way, this is what happened. Shan, my dear, let's keep something clear, and I'm going to keep telling you and everybody else. Sherri Shepard did not take, steal, abscond with, pull the rug from out from under Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams' contract was OBER, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation
I
point,
thought she was going to
period,
say something
point
else.
blank. So you know what? I'm saying it like this and with a lot of bass in my voice, because when
Yes,
you want to
ma'am.
talk about how and if we're going to support each other, you can be as supportive as you want to, but be honest, truthful, and know your facts. There.
Well, can I say one
Well,
thing?
my
Too?
facts is Sherri
Hold,
Shepard
hold,
so
hold on,
sucks.
Shan. Hold on, Shan.
Yeah.
But I
Roy
hear you.
Bernice told you pull the emergency brake. Y'all gonna stop derailing this train right now. Mel. I'm gonna
We're
come to
not
you.
derailing the train. We just want to be clear that Sherri was just expressing her opinion. Now we
Well, I
always
have
holler,
an
gotta
idea
stop
about
being
that.
so sensitive. Stop Hold on, hold on. We gotta stop being so sensitive. We gotta stop being so sensitive. Monique would be the first one to say that, correct? Somebody correct me when I'm wrong. She'll be the first one to stop saying let's be so sensitive. So when somebody says something about you that you know is true, she said it herself because
Oh, what happened?
she
God.
answered. So guess what? When you answer that BS and then you get the backlash,
Oh my gosh.
and you get the backlash from your BS, you can't be
Well,
upset.
I don't
But
know.
are you
This is-
supposed to
this is
stand
what I
beside
think.
your
Hold on,
friends?
guys.
Okay.
Hold on. Go ahead, Mel. What
Okay.
But they're not
So
friends like that.
Okay,
Yes,
one
Roya,
second.
so
Let's
this
let
is
Mel jump in. Go ahead,
okay,
Mel.
Roya. This is what I think. I think this that when Miss Monique was out there sinking and sinking in all her problems, everybody was dead quiet and silent. Now, the moment she's out there working, eating vegan food, and being happy, they want to come up with these little snide comments. Now, for me personally,
Thank you.
I think that
No.
you know what, that this is the thing. If you do have this history with this woman, and as they do, listen, just say that the movie was okay. You don't have to bring in all that kind of stuff. Because the simple fact is she's not being problematic right now. Now, we're not saying she's not problematic in the past, but right now, if you look at her Instagram, she's eating vegan food. She's having a lot of victories with her, journey, and she's making all these different movies and stuff like that. So right now, just celebrate what she's going to do right now. She's not cussing anybody out. So I think that for them to sort of even reference anything that happened when she was struggling, obviously she was going through some struggles, it's a low blow. That's all. And it's factual. It's totally 100% correct. But listen, Sherri don't want nobody talking about what she went through with her, with the baby that she ain't taking.
But they do. But they do.
No,
But they do, and they do.
We're talking about
Okay,
the
hold on one
professional
second,
behavior. We're talking about the
Okay.
work right
Wait,
now.
hold on, guys.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, guys. Shannon, I'm coming to you. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Lanky, Monique and Kim are not friends for a while now because it's something Monique did to Kim. Okay. And Sherri and Kim are best friends. Okay. You felt like they were uplifting Monique?
They did. They
Yeah.
said
They
that.
did uplift Monique. They
They
did.
uplifted her movie. They uplifted her
And
movie.
her performance, absolutely. They made
but
the
then
mistake.
the negative
They made
overshadowed
the
the
mistake
positive.
of saying to the public, it's letting the public hear them critique her. Listen, I have experienced that myself, and I can tell you really quickly. I was part of an event, and one of the people that was part of a mentoring group, I thought she did a fantastic job in her presentation. So at home later, you're on the phone talking to your people, and I was like, oh, I thought that she was so good. And they're like, yeah, but I think, there was only one issue I had with her. She was up there and she was talking, but her skirt was so tight that she kept pulling it down. I said that to one person. They told her, and then she came back at me, and I was like, you know what? I said, yeah, I did say that. And if you recall, if they told you correctly, I said, your presentation was wonderful. I said, the remark I made was in response to something they said about how your behavior. Now, and she's like, well, maybe that, we got this whole thing, but sometimes people just conflate things unnecessarily, which is what I believe that Sherri did. And when we're going to have these remarks, I would hope that we would do one of this thing. We can talk about them as performers and entertainers, and then we can talk about them in their personal lives because they are very different. And one is they're mutually exclusive.
All right, let's let Shannon.
Can I just ask Auntie Robin a question real quick?
Wait, Shannon. Let's just let Shannon
Okay.
in the building. Shannon, what do you want to add to this conversation?
Hi, panel.
Hey.
Hi.
Diva, I love you. I don't be on. You picked a bad day because I'm not feeling well, but I had to get this out.
Oh, shoot.
I saw your tea time earlier. You showed the clip. And I've been on another YouTube channel, Clothing. It's like a 50-50. They understood what Sherri was saying. Sherri wasn't putting her down. Mm-hmm. She was just saying that she wasted, when they blackballed her, that time in that blackball movement, she could have been making more movies like this. She said she's an Oscar winner. If she was bringing her, she wouldn't have brought up her accolades, how good she was, her Oscar. She was just saying all that time in that blackball era, she could have been still making these kick butt movies, and even on the other channels they show what Sherri and some comedians back Sherri and actors. Monique did this to herself. All Sherri was saying, she has so much talent. It's unfortunate them 10 years she was blackballed, she couldn't keep putting out these type of movies. And then you, Diva, when you did the tea time earlier, you brought up the shade too against Monique. These was your words. You said Sherri didn't have to do all that, but then you turned around and said I had issues with Monique too. You could have left that alone. So we could critique what you said. We could have we could have critiqued what you said.
Wait,
But you're human. But you're human. We could have critiqued what you said. You're supposed to be in Team Monique, but you even slid in there. I did have.
No,
She
but you
was
know
problematic.
What,
she did have
Shannon,
issues.
I'm gonna give you that, but you know why? You know why I said that? Because I didn't want people coming at me saying all these other videos that I did on Monique, and I was like, rah, 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 she was wrong. So what I said was that, yes, I had issues with Monique. However, in this particular situation, I agree with her. So that's what I said. So we can pull back my tea time words, but we got to get everything in there, the context and what they were said. So
could I say one more thing?
Yes, you can. Of course you can.
Okay, you said Kim Whitley was acting. I know her and Monique had a bad past years and years and years ago, and I think they overcame that. But although they are all comedians, black comedians and actors, they all don't have to rah-rah you because you're part of their genre or whatever. But if you look back with Kim, when they were talking, and obviously the other YouTube channels, people have it, Kim is in the background saying she had problems with everybody. So if she felt uncomfortable, she wouldn't have even said anything. She would have sat back and let just Sherri do all the talking. Go back and look at it and hear.
I heard that.
And here Kim said, yeah, she was a problem. So if she was Team Monique or not agreeing with Sherri, she had to just keep her mouth shut, but she didn't. She's in the background co-signing.
She was, but she was bowing her head down, and I felt her body language was telling. Now, since you watched my tea time, did you see the end video where Kim Whitley said that she wanted to make up with Monique? She missed her.
But you know what? Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on other channels too. The thing is, why is her and Monique not talking? Not because of Sherri. What was the why are they not friends with? Who said we don't even know what their friend situation is? They're friends. No one can clear that up if they're friends or not. But I lost my train of thought. Nobody know what level they're on for his friendship. But why would Kim say, "I want to get back to Monique"? Why are they not friends? What they have to do with Sherri?
Well, okay, so hold on, Shannon, because Michelle's in the building. Michelle, what do you want to add to this conversation?
Hello, everyone. What I wanted to say was Kim and Monique have history because they both was messing around with Levert back in the day.
Gerald Levert.
They were.
So that's where that comes in, where Kim wants to get back and try to be friends with her. You see what I mean? So by Sherri and Kim is real tight, Sherri probably just said that to be a little smart because that's why Kim put her head down. Because she know there was an issue between her and Kim. So that's why Kim put her head down, act like she wasn't saying nothing, that it was all Sherri saying. But Sherri was basically like, this is my girlfriend, so I'm going to throw a little shade at Monique. You know what I mean? So that's where that came in at.
But to me, throwing shade is when you really discrediting somebody's work ethic. She never discredited Monique. She just said personally.
She almost did.
But she almost ain't doing it though. Almost doesn't count. Almost doesn't count.
But you know what? If you're my friend and Monique, this situation.
How you know they're friends?
For her.
Right.
All right, whatever. Let's say they're not friends. Associate.
They were associates. They all hung together.
Look how they did. What's her name from the talk? Cheryl Underwood. Look how they all got together. And look how they all did Cheryl Underwood. All those comedians dissed her. They didn't do Monique like that. When they did Cheryl Underwood dirty, Sherri, Shepard, and Kim didn't do her dirty. The rest of them did her dirty. Nobody ain't giving brownie points to when they dogged Cheryl Underwood. They dogged Lunell, they dogged her. You didn't hear Sherri and Kim doing that.
No, because that's what I'm telling you. Kim and Monique was dealing with Levert at the same time. So there was true. There was both he was messing around with both of them.
But what if Monique just want to focus on her movie? But here go these haters bringing up her past. What if she's trying to move on and not be problematic? But instead of talking about the movie, they have to be like, but Monique is problematic. You know what I mean? Like, what if
why did Monique respond?
So wait,
everybody's talking about the movie. They're talking about how problematic.
Wait, hold on, everybody. Let me just throw this into this scenario, right? we all can agree Monique had her moments, good, bad, and different, right?
Yes.
But we all can agree also the chick can act.
Yeah.
The chick can act.
Yeah.
So if I got a movie out and you enjoyed the movie and I slayed my acting skills in the movie,
That's what I'm saying.
why don't you just talk about the movie and let my negative stuff behind?
Because they was being paid.
Would it be fair, Shannon? And you know, Royer he came and shut the train up and then he left. But would it be fair, Shannon, if I know here you are, maybe there's some things that happened in the past with you, right? But now you did this amazing movie that everybody's talking about, and everybody's not thinking at the moment about your negativity stuff in the past. And here I go, oh yeah, Shannon, she did good, but remember when? And this is why everybody can't stand her. That's not the moment. You gotta agree with that, Shannon. That's not the moment or the time. Let me just talk about your good movie that's going on right now, not the past. What are your thoughts?
She didn't even have to say the movie was good. You could tell Kim didn't even look at the movie. Sherri did. Kim didn't even look at the movie. If you look at the podcast, Kim never even looked at the movie. Sherri was telling the. Excuse me.
I say you're right that Kim never did look at the movie.
Kim never looked at that movie. That's why Sherri was doing all the because she was asking Sherri in the podcast afterwards. Oh, you saw it, huh? Sherri was telling you how good the movie is and everything. She said, I saw the movie. She was funny. She was messy. She was horror. It was all that. And I said, damn, she's going to come back. This is an Oscar-worthy moment for Monique, but I don't think they're going to nominate her.
Stop. Shannon, you gonna stop. Shannon, you gonna stop. I need the drink card open. Hold on. I don't even drink.
Did you like the movie, Diva? Did you like it?
I didn't watch it yet. Hold on, Shannon. E, you're in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Diva. I missed you terribly.
Yes, we miss you too.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, please.
First of all, I am a Monique fan. I don't agree with everything she does, and I did not see the movie. However, when Black women have something coming out that's special and we're trying to rebrand and rebuild and get someone interested in what we're selling, especially someone like Sherri Shepard, who should know after starting over time and time and time again, and she's second, third, and fourth chance with this new talk show that she swindled her way into getting. Listen, have some decency for your sister. And what do I always say when I come over here? Have a heart. And correct me if I'm wrong, people. Who's the person who brought up Monique's history of not getting along with people? Was that Kim or was that Sherri?
That was Sherri.
Sherri, with her hating ASS.
So Sherri, I have a problem with you because instead of talking about Monique and this Oprah thing and this Lee Daniels, I want to know about that baby.
Why don't you go and take care of that baby for her?
Oh, here we go.
Take care of the I'm going to tell you
why. For that baby, child support and alimony.
Well, no, that baby needs a mama.
And she's not the one. And she not, and I respect her for saying, I'm not doing that.
Well, here's the thing. She could have fought for custody. She didn't have to leave that baby with that man. Well,
she didn't want to.
She didn't want the baby? Well, listen.
She paid child support and alimony. That's good enough.
Well, here's the thing.
All we're saying is, who's Sherri to judge?
Let Monique say something about that baby and ask the tough questions that Sherri doesn't want to answer and see how Sherri feels about that. Because the same way that Monique doesn't want that brought up, Sherri doesn't want to talk about that baby. Even if she's paying child support. Sherri is a regular, she's a hood Nigga. Sorry, Diva. That's
Monique
what that
is too. I'm from LA. They ran together.
When you have children and don't take care of them, that's what you are. You are.
Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. Queen B said again, Diva. What makes Monique exempt from criticism? People get punished for past transgressions all the time. I'm not saying she's exempt. Monique has gotten the beat down on this situation over and over and over again. She got her beat down.
Trying to move past
Diva.
Hold on, I'm coming to you. She got punched in the face. She got kicked over. She got knocked in the belly. She got black eyes. She got the beat down over this. And listen, people were straight up not speaking to her over the D.L. Hughley situation. She got her beat down. She did. And I gave her some personal beat downs over and over again.
Yes,
the videos are still in my catalog. They still in my catalog. I beat her down. But all I'm saying is
catalog.
We have to, what we have to do here is understand this. We have to understand that at sometimes, just because a person robbed 50 banks doesn't mean when the 51st bank was robbed that it was dumb. Right. So all I'm saying is that, yes, Monique is problematic. She did her stuff. But if you're going to review her movie and give her accolades, give her accolades on the movie. We already know about all that other stuff, okay?
Talking about the art.
Sit there and be like, well, if she didn't do XYZ, we all know that if she didn't do XYZ, she probably could have had 55 movies and won Oscars and all that for her. But come on, stop. It happened. Review the reading and move on. But hold on, guys. Emmanuel, you're in the building. Nice to see you. What do you want to add to this situation?
Hey guys, what's up? Sorry I'm a little late, but I made it.
Hey.
I disagree, Diva. Yeah. Maybe now Monique knows what it's like to have people be talking about her. Okay, because
people
she had
always talk about her, boo.
Let me tell you something.
Let her finish.
Let me tell you something. She had no problem dragging Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, Charlamagne, and the list can go on and on. So, she I think there was a comment on there that said she's not exempt from criticism, and she isn't. Let's be real. The last 5 years, Monique's name on the headlines has been with something negative. So that's what Sherri was referring to. And it leads me to think that maybe that's what Sherri meant. Maybe it wasn't like backhanded, like purposely. No. Maybe she was trying to say, yeah, she's been seen in a negative light, but she is awesome in acting.
Yeah.
Did you see her demeanor though, Emmanuel?
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with it either.
Hold on, guys.
Demeanor?
Wait, hold on, guys. Mo said own it. She wants Monique to own it.
You know what? I was going to say Diva.
Okay. Yes, go ahead now.
Okay, I was going to say because I have to drop down, unfortunately. But I was going to say one thing. I was going to say this. I think that what Eve was saying was on point. Was just as everybody has a past, but if every time you have a celebration, somebody from one of your ex-friends come up and say, "But you remember when you did?" Listen, people didn't think that Sherri was very smart when she was on the View. She didn't know what state was and she didn't know about a lot of stuff on that show. But when she got the sort of renewal for her show, people could say, "Oh, she is smart. She's not as dumb as she was on the View." They could have said that, and they could have said, "Oh, well, now she got the second season." They could have said, "Oh, she got the second season on her show."
They do.
They do say that.
They bringing up her baby. They bringing up the baby. They bringing up the View. They bringing up her past too. But she knows it.
But this is the thing. But there's Monique doing that. So this is what I'm saying is Monique could have went down that road, but she didn't. And she didn't
say nothing at all. You know why this is controversy? Because Monique responded. If Monique would have never responded, it would have been no controversy. Because she responded, that's why it's everywhere.
Well,
and that's a problem. But I bet
everybody want to attack Monique, and she is not supposed to say nothing. That's what I got.
Nobody said she wasn't supposed to say anything.
Well, yes, we are actually, because people on this panel did just say it's only controversy because Monique spoke out. Monique deserves to speak out, and we're not going to say that because she was into it with D.L. Hughley, she deserves all this backlash. D.L. Hughley deserved a good tongue lashing, so he got everything he deserved. That was for his daughter. God orchestrated that. But when we're talking about people facing criticism, Monique has not been exempt without criticism. Monique is a fat black woman. She has been talked about ever since she was born. What do you mean? Monique has had a hard life, so it's not like she has not been without strife.
She's not the only one that had a hard life.
She took those women.
Kim had a hard life.
And Sherri's living in the jungle in LA. That wasn't easy living in the jungle. But catching the bus.
Exactly. Sherri and Kim both for a long time had no money, trying to get through with their comedy. They made it through, and now Sherri has the best time slot in daytime TV.
And then I think that Monique did not say anything about Sherry's
sir, because what happened
Monique had a talk show, didn't work. Wait. Monique
What
had a
happened to that
talk
talk
show.
show?
Guys, hold
Monique
on.
had a talk show. It didn't last a year.
But hold on,
One
guys.
at a time.
That's good. That's nice.
Guys, hold on one second. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
E's virtual husband said, "Let E speak."
Hi, husband.
Oh,
Hi, husband. No,
Can
I
I
love
come to the
it.
wedding, please?
And I
Thanks.
love you too, Mel. I don't want you to go, but I do have one more thing to say. This is the thing. Monique's talk show, she had a few talk shows, if I remember correctly, and she did last longer than a year. But what Sherri came on and said, she specifically said, I don't want to do a repeat of the Wendy Williams show. I want to do something completely different. So when you get in that chair and you get in your time slot and you have the best time slot, you said you didn't want to tear people down. You didn't want to talk about people. So what did Mel just say?
And she has
When you
not
had
on
the
her show.
opportunity, when you
That
had
was
the
on her
opportunity
podcast,
to
though.
say, when you had
See,
the
that was her.
opportunity
See,
to
this
say
is
that,
different.
That wasn't even
That's her
that
talk
was
show
her
when she
question.
said that. She wasn't talking about that podcast with Kim.
Tomatoes,
That was the difference.
tomatoes,
See, she
tomatoes.
said it on for the
Okay,
show.
guys, you know
But
what?
it's news.
I think we have to come to a point where we agree to disagree. Warrior, you're going to get it. I'm going to call you later because you came here,
Call him now.
derailed the train, and then left the
And then
building.
left.
He hopped off. He
Oh,
hopped
wow.
off at the next stop. Okay, he derailed the train and then he hopped off at the next stop. Well,
Didn't
listen,
he?
guys. You know what? I'm gonna watch the movie this weekend. Okay. Support your sister Monique. I don't know what to tell y'all. And have a conversation with your sisters, Sherri and Kim Whitley. Y'all need to watch the words again. Y'all trying to do a remix on it. Shade is shade.
Amen.
Shade is shade. And they shaded
Unwarranted shade too.
But I bet you they won't have Monique on the show. I bet you
I
they won't
bet
do
they
a
talk
back
to
and forth.
Monique. I bet Sherri
they
talk to
won't
Monique.
Nobody's in
I
her
bet you
corner.
they won't do double dutch with Monique because Monique would demolish those two.
No. Kim is very outspoken. If anybody,
No, she
Sherri
wouldn't.
gonna pull Monique to the side.
Hold on, guys.
Warrior
Warrior,
came
you're
back
back
for the
in the
heat.
building. What is it that you want to say after you done shuck this train up? Because I'm about to pull into the next station. What do you want to say? I think Warrior, you there?
Is he speaking?
I don't know. I gotta.
All right, I'm gonna go deep I'll see this rest of the show. Have a good night, everybody.
Good
You
night,
too.
Mel.
Good night,
Night.
You too. Okay. So, Warrior, are you there? Let me move because I'm hearing music. I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, so we're about to pull into the next station, and the next station is this Florida teacher. This Florida teacher, 30 years old. This man is 30 years old, and he slept with a 12-year-old student. He groomed this student. He was first talking to the student about, about school via the phone. Then they started sending new pictures to each other. The student was confused. She felt like he was her boyfriend, and he had sex with the student in the school. I'm going to share a screen with you in a minute. Thank you so much for the super chat. At least she's not harming people. Monique is 2 out of 10 of problematic people in Black Hollywood. Come on now. Anthony Dam Anderson has R allegations. I'm trying to tell you.
That part.
I'm trying to tell you. Still got a whole show and everything. I'm trying to tell you that was facts. Thank you for that super chat. Facts. Okay. Yes. So let me show y'all this really quickly. Let me share screen here. Can everybody mute? I'm hearing some feedback. Who's not muted? I'm hearing feedback. Okay, I got it. All right. So this guy right here. All right. He's a mess. He was a school teacher. And then you know what killed me? When people get caught and then they want to act like they don't understand, like they crazy. Hold on. Let's just listen to this really quickly. Him in the courtroom. Can we hear that?
Is he a private lawyer?
Yes. for the family. Can you afford to pay for a private attorney, sir?
My family should have.
All right. So, and there's no attorney here right now. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office for you, and you can always substitute at a later time for a private lawyer. I just need a moment to review for probable cause. You have a lot of family and I guess support here on Zoom for you. Okay. I had a chance to review the arrest affidavit, so I don't know if it's charged properly. It's 4 counts. Pardon me?
It's non-bondable because it's custodial.
How is it custodial? How is this custodial? He's a teacher.
It's not familial, it's custodial.
How is it custodial?
He was her teacher.
Former teacher.
So he was in a position of authority over her. He worked at the school in which she attended.
First of all, it doesn't say the child's age.
She's a middle school student, but I can get the detective on if Your Honor needs the age.
Well, I would because you're
okay.
Okay, let me pause that. First of all, the judge was kind of pissing me off, but that's a whole nother story. So this is a Florida teacher has been arrested allegedly having sex with a 12-year-old student whom he called his girlfriend sick in a classroom multiple times. Okay, so David, 30, was charged on Wednesday with 4 counts of engaging in sexual acts with a child after the girl's parents discovered alleged abuse and reported him. Police said a science teacher and chess club mentor at the school allegedly started grooming the girl who is now 13 in October last year. He and the girl started messaging each other via text and Instagram about school-related topics, but the conversations shifted to a sexual nature, the cops said. Let's go down a little bit more. The girl told the detectives that they were dating, okay, and they started exchanging nude photos. This man is sick, okay? So in November, he asked the girl to start meeting him in the classroom on Friday afternoons after chess club finished. Look at this sicko. She's 12. She's 13 now, but it started when she was 12, and he's 30, okay? He told the student to tell her parents she was staying late for tutoring. He's accused of having sex with the girl twice and engaging in other sexual acts multiple times between November and last month. The girl told detectives that she believed that he was her boyfriend and that they was in a romantic sexual relationship together. The teacher allegedly confessed when he was questioned by the cops. Okay, psycho. The school district said they immediately removed him from the campus, and the girl's parents reported the allegations, and he is in the process of being fired. No, that's you fired immediately. Why is there a process? He admitted it. It happened on school premises. She's underage. Lock him up and fire him right now. And they talking about later on, they talk about we don't tolerate this. You know, it's the typical the comments that they say. We don't tolerate this. If you don't tolerate it, why are people allowed? Why are these teachers allowed to be in the room with students alone? It should be a teacher and a teacher's aide. And nobody should be in classrooms, and they should have security walking around, looking in these classrooms and seeing what's going on when these darn clubs are happening. And the parents, you know what? You got to get the parent control on these darn devices when you give them to the kids. My son's debit card is connected. Michelle, you on mute. I'm coming around, everybody. Give me a minute. My son's debit card is connected to my phone. I know where he at and every dime he spends. The Easy Pass is on my account. Why did you go through this toll? Where were you? Where were you going? You got to know. This man is disgusting. I'm sick of these teachers taking advantage of the kids. And I'm sick of anybody being able to be a teacher, and they got to pay the teachers more money. So we don't just have to accept anybody teaching in these schools. He's disgusting. 12, he's 30. And this girl, of course, she thinks that's her boyfriend. Her mind is not right. But he in the court acting like he's stupid all of a sudden. Now he don't know. You got your whole degree to be a teacher. Now you're like, I don't know about a lawyer, whatever. Let me go around the room because I'm so pissed off right now. Michelle, I'll start with you. Come off of mute.
And what state was this in again, Diva?
Ooh, Diva.
Florida. Yes.
That's what I was asking you. What state was this
Florida.
done at? In Florida?
Hey,
okay.
Diva, can I just
number one.
say something real quick? Because I'm about to get off.
Yes, hold on, Michelle, because he got to go. Go ahead, Roya. Roya,
I just wanted to apologize for coming in and stirring up the train, but you know that's what I do best. Can you hear me now?
Pow pow.
Yes.
Okay. But yes, we just gonna let Monique and Sherri, Shepard and Kim Whitley, we gonna send them on their way. We gonna send them in blessings because they all gonna go. As far as this joke of a man that we dealing with tonight, to the depths of that place that I ain't go, but to the depths where he shall be, eternity.
Throw him up underneath the jail and lock away. He acted stupid, like he don't know. Oh, my family could pay for. Go sit down somewhere.
Get him out of here. Never let him see the light of day again. And just disgusting, horrible. I'm praying for that child. I hope that the parents get that child therapy. Just blessings and prayers to that child, because for that 13-year-old to think that they were in a relationship with a grown adult, that's some work that's gonna have to be done. So love y'all. Have a good night. Subscribe and hit the like video.
Okay, go ahead, Michelle. What are your thoughts on this?
All right. Number one, I was a teacher myself.
Okay.
For 16 years. And I've seen little things. I'm going to give y'all an example. What I had ran across. The kids was in the yard. It was recess. And I just went out there to stand. And this guy was standing by the fence. And what he was wraparound for one of our boy students. But he was standing up there where the girls is playing double dutch. He didn't go where the boys is playing football at. So I'm watching. So I'm taking my time and I'm watching. Now I'm going to explain something to you. One of the students' girls, her and her girlfriend, they was looking at him. And I'm watching, and they laughing, and they say something, they laughing. Then they went up to him. 3 of them went up to the man. I made them get away from him. You know what I went and said to him? I said, excuse me, do you have any children? He said, yes, I have daughters. I said, would you want your daughters to be in a grown man's space at school? I said, you wouldn't like that. So you know what you're supposed to tell them? Go on and play jump rope. I'm grown. Or you could have walked away and went to a student who you're wraparound from and do with him with football. That's what you could have done, either or. He got mad at me. He left out the schoolyard. The next morning, he has his supervisor with him. I guess going to call they something, going to get on me. So I went in the classroom and I seen the supervisor with him sitting there. So I called the principal. I said, you need to come up here now because this is going to be a definitely problem with me. And I explained to the principal out in the hallway, went on. You know what he told them? Both of y'all get up and come out of her classroom. Right now. See what I'm saying? Because I spoke up, but I know little girls sometimes be fresh. Not saying what he did was wrong, but when you look at the girls nowadays, they dress grown, they build up grown. Because I look at my granddaughters, I say, oh my goodness, as they growing up. You know what I mean? Not saying he's right for what he did, but I know what I've seen the girls and boys do too in school. And when you said about we need assistants in the classroom, you barely can get teachers there. Because you know one thing? Because the substitute teachers, they don't like coming filling in because the kids act up because they know they only there for 1 or 2 days. You know what I mean? So, and then if you don't have money to pay me, how you going to get assistants for each class? It's never going to happen. They already cut out here in Philly. We don't even have no bus matrons no more. You see how they say that boy in Jersey or something happened to that little boy on the bus and they was raping him? Oh, excuse me, the R word on the bus. You see that? With that bus driver? See, you the school districts just don't have it like that, like it used to be when we went to school. Well, I'll say when I went to school, because I'm 60, I'll be 66. So when I went to school, was a bus matron on a bus. You know what I mean? But it wasn't always no aid in the classroom because you didn't need it back then because you know if the teacher called you home and told your mother you was going to get in trouble. These kids know they're not going to get in no trouble. Nothing's going to happen to them. I've been through it. I see mothers come up half hair weeded, want to fight me because I'm correcting their child. I've seen it. I've seen it all.
It's a lot that is going on. Let me tell you what they're doing now. What they done in the hospital is no doctor can go in the room. Even when you go to an office visit, a male doctor can't go into a room with a female alone. They have to bring an assistant or somebody has to be in that room with them. I get it. I know there is a shortage, but they need to ask for volunteers that they vet out that still have to go through what do you call that? Checks.
Yes. Background
checks. Because the hospital too, they have, everybody is like a shortage, but they have volunteers, but the volunteers go through all the background check and everything, just like a regular employee. They're just a volunteer,
But you know what? Yeah. I live like they say the hood, okay? Because I live near the school where I worked at.
Right.
These parents be home all day. They not coming up there. They be with them girls, them women be with their men, them girls be with their man. Laying up with their men. They ain't got time. And a lot of them could be there and help us. But no, they want to criticize you or they want to fight you because you might have said something to their child or correct their child.
Because too many children are having children.
But you know what? Years ago, they still been doing that. If you look back at our grandmother's time, they was young and having children too. So that's not, it was the different ways. See, you can't whip the butt no more. You took God out of the school. You took prayer out of school. When you did that, you made it worse.
So Bernice says substitute teachers in Florida are now sent from a temp agency. I used to do substitute nursing. And what happens is they will try to play the substitute if you let them. Because I wasn't getting played in that nursing office.
Oh, I didn't have no problem. They called me Private Eye Carter because guess what? I'm going to find out and I'm going to deal with the person who I felt that made the mistake. I didn't want a child to get blamed for something they didn't do. You know what I mean? And that's why the kids, they come running hollering, come into my class running hollering when something would go wrong. Miss Carter, they would come fast and hurry because I tried to solve it fairly. You know what I mean? But I had some doozies. But I had to deal with them. I had to let them know. No. I'm not your mother's age. I got children older than your mom.
Right. So hold on, Michelle. Let me go.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're fine.
Okay.
What do you think about this situation? This 30-year-old teacher with the 12-year-old student?
First of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
First of all, this is coming off of the heels because I saw something earlier where somebody introduced some bill or some suggestion where they want to dismantle the Department of Education. So that what we see in the education system is under attack. And like you said, teachers need to be paid more because we need the right people in the right position. Because what we're doing, what I consider teaching to be, that's a virtuous job. And we need the right people, not just people who, we don't need secondhand people or rejects handling the care of our children. Now,
well, why you say that, rejects? Why would you say that, rejects?
What I say rejects because there is a teacher shortage and the criteria for having people in the classroom has been relaxed in a lot of places. And because of that, even with substitute teaching, the educational requirements are laxed in some places. The credentials and the ethics test have been relaxed in a lot of places. And then you have these children who are raised by younger parents who are babies raising babies in some instances, and we don't have the wisdom in the classroom that we used to have. So when I say that we have rejects in the classroom, what I simply mean is that we don't have people who are prepared to tackle the situations that are coming at them based upon the age of students that they are in front of and they're supposed to be leading. But I want to get back to the age part, because that is a sickness to me. And I see a lot of it, and I think a lot of people lose that shock factor because it is the 21st century. We're coming off the era of Kevin Samuels, where they're saying, "Oh, it's natural for older men to want younger girls, and you should go and get them first because they're pure and they're untouched." And I'm not saying women don't do this too, but I can already imagine what the comments are going to look like. But for me, because I was having this conversation on this same topic last week, it is a sickness for someone who is that old. And I looked up the Florida law for the age of consent. They say age of 24 or older, engaging with someone younger. What did they say? That's felonious. But I know that if you're under 18, you cannot consent, but that is a sickness for someone 30 years old to be attracted to a middle schooler. 12 years old is the 7th grade, give or take. It is no reason for a teacher to have the student's personal phone number or social media information. That's unacceptable. It's a slippery slope and it's problematic. And I heard something, and I could have been wrong, but I don't care how she was dressed. I wouldn't care if she came on to him first. He's the adult. He's 30 years old. He's supposed to know better. She's just old enough to be his daughter. Again, this is a sickness, and I can't encourage victim shaming. We can't say girls are fast and they're fresh and how they dress. Girls can.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Well, wait a minute.
First of all, yes, you can.
Let me get it out.
Yes, you can.
Let me get it out.
I mean, go ahead, Michelle. Let her finish.
I'm sorry.
We've all been young girls, myself included, dressing fast, being fresh. That comes with filling yourself out. This is what teenage girls do. But girls can be fast and girls can be fresh, especially with boys their own age. That's their prerogative. That's a natural. That's the way of the land. That's natural. But when you see someone who is 30 years old, who is not supposed to be enticed, that's the problem. What the hell, what is a 30-year-old man doing looking at a girl who is inappropriately dressed and saying, you know what, I want to give that a try. I want her to be my girlfriend. That is the sickness. I don't care how she was dressed. This is a grown man, and grown men are supposed to know better, and we have to hold grown men accountable for what they do with their own private parts. No excuses. It's 2023. No more excuses. I don't care how girls are dressed. I don't care what the girls say.
You don't care the whole thing when I said about the man who was a wraparound and he was at my school. Did you hear what I said though? I said he was a wraparound teacher, and I made him leave. He was up there smiling at the girls. I made him leave from the girls.
I don't care about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
And he was over 30 years old. This is what I'm saying. He wasn't moving from the girls.
Okay, so hold on, guys, because I want to make sure everybody gets to hear everybody. It's a mixture of things going on. The teacher definitely holds all the responsibility in these particular situations. So there's a lot of different things talking about, and he's 30 years old. Now, when I was growing up in school in the Bronx, I never forget. Okay, but we found out afterwards there was a beautiful girl. And, I'm sure she's never watching this. I'll say the name. I never forget. Well, I'm not going to say her name. But anyway, beautiful girl. So the teacher was so in awe with this girl. And this was the 8th grade. And we was taking the standardized test that he gave her the answers to the standardized test. So and this is not cell phone or social media days. In my mind, thinking now, imagine what else he tried to do with this girl. that he was so in awe with her. He wanted to make sure that she got a high score on this reading standardized test, that he gave her the answers. I don't know who found out, because I'm one of those, I was always oblivious to everything. I would find out later and be like, really? And so, and so when we was having regular class, they had to keep calling her out the room to the principal's office, because she had to end up retaking the test, the standardized test. Now, who found out? Who told? I don't know to this day, but I do remember that situation. Also remember, I don't know who she got pregnant by, but this is how things were kind of kept quiet in my day. There was an 8th grader. No matter of fact, I'm saying she was in the 7th grade. She got pregnant. All we knew is at one time she went away. They said she went away. She moved away. Everybody was asking about her in the classroom. They said she moved away. Then she reappeared for the 8th grade. Then we later found out she had a baby. So, I think things now are just so open and out of control. I don't want to get the conversation too far off, but I'm going to be honest with you. I did a mixture of public and Catholic school.
It's a difference.
In Catholic school, the skirts had to come down to our knee, I believe. We rolled them up when we left our house. Our parents didn't know. The only time my mother found out, because you get so comfortable on the way home, one time I forgot to unroll the skirt. And my mother was like, if I ever catch you again, that was I did it, because everybody was doing it. You rolled the skirt up 2 times and you made it so much shorter that I promise you we had to slit it down to pick up something if we dropped it on the floor, because if you bent over, you was going to show everything. And we was just innocent girls, but that's what everybody did. You rolled your skirt up. So I think that when we talk about dressing, it can take us off to a whole nother conversation, because sometimes as a young person, you're going with the trends versus you just trying to be what some people want to label as fast. Can everybody understand what I'm trying to say? The trend was roll up the skirt, but listen, we rolled it up so short that literally, if you had to bend down, you were showing the jewels.
They're still rolling them up, but they wear shorts now.
Right.
They're still rolling them up, but they wear shorts now.
Okay, give me 1 second. Trent, thank you so much for the super chat. My dad is 61 and my mom was a harem woman, supposedly 18 and 19. He has a vegan coat, but our family thinks it's cute, especially my aunts. Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Trent, and thank you for sharing. See, listen, there's a lot going on in this world, right? There's a lot going on. Let me get Shannon to the conversation. What do you have to say, this 30-year-old teacher with the 12-year-old student?
At 30, he should have enough sense to understand what's right from wrong. I think he should be under the jail, lock him up, throw away the keys. I have no patience for people who mess with kids.
Yes.
It's just disgusting to me. And what Rhea was saying earlier, I agree. And I pretty much said everything. I'm not going to get into the debate of like girls and how they dress and different things.
Yeah, it's a slippery road. Robin, what are your thoughts? I'm the 30-year-old teacher with the 12-year-old student.
I think a few things. The first is I'm really interested to know he was arrested, and I want to know what he's charged with, because I imagine in addition to the endangering the welfare of a child, there are going to be some child porn charges if they were exchanging nude photos by way of text messages. You asked why this man isn't fired. He's probably not fired, and he's in the process because it's very likely that he's a member of a union and there's a due process that must be adhered to in order for a termination to occur. At the beginning, we heard the judge not being clear about familial versus custodial relationship. And so one of the things you said is how was he allowed to be alone with this girl? And that's because when you have a custodial relationship, there's a presumption that you are going to that you have a duty to care for the person in your charge. And so that assumption is carried over. And they had, they're like, oh, well, this is the teacher. They're going to have the kid's best interest at heart. That's where that problem comes in. Another thing is, one of the things that was mentioned is about teacher pay.
Mhm.
And that's something that's not nationalized. We know it's a very local issue and concept. It is an abomination that teachers aren't paid a lot more, because remember, the teachers are shaping and molding the minds of the future.
Yep.
And when you are in a state like Arizona, and you are a full-time teacher, but you have to have a second job to make ends meet, that is a problem. You E spoke about standards for teachers, and I see where I'm sorry, Miss Michelle took offense, and I took it as well, because it's a lot of things for someone such as yourself who was dedicated to the profession.
Yes, I was.
It's an affront that there's a generalization about your credentials and your intention.
Yes.
On the other hand, because there is such a dearth and so many open spots in the profession, there
Yes, it
have
is.
been instances where some standards have been relaxed. I'm in New York City. I've seen them. I also tell you that I one of the jobs I ever had, I worked for the teachers union in New York City, and I can tell you that between standards, between things that were negotiated with, from class size to salaries, the teachers who are there for the right, who are there, they're
For the
getting
right
really the
reason.
short shrift. They're really getting the short shrift, and I don't know that people really understand that and respect that. I don't believe that people really understand that when you went to school, your teacher was not required to be the social worker. Your teacher was not required to
Thank you.
a doctor or a nurse. Your teacher was not required to be a mandated reporter in the same way that they are now. So it's a lot different. There's a lot put on teachers, and I don't, in my opinion, believe that there is a swath of people who recognize the responsibility, the awesome and heavy responsibility that's placed on teachers.
Thank you.
And I just like to say, Ms. Michelle, I'd like to thank you for being brave enough, kind enough, and willing to go into a school and teach our children for 16
and it wasn't
years.
easy every day. It's not an easy thing. You have to care for the children, number one. You have to care for them. I always say they were my children. And the kids knew that. I always say, y'all belong to me. I don't want nobody hurting y'all. I don't want nobody doing nothing. They come to me. Let me handle it. And they did. They came for me for everything. That's why the kids called me Private Eye Carter. They said, Miss Carter gonna find out who was the wrong person, and she makes that person get in trouble, not us who was innocent. Because I remember growing up when, your family did something, your siblings or your cousins, and then something got broke. I remember one of the beds got broke. My aunt came. I wasn't even in the room, but I had to take that butt whooping because they wouldn't tell who did it. So I knew how that felt, that you had to be in trouble and you didn't do something. You know what I mean? And that's why I really got into a lot of parents. I walked to a lot of homes when mothers didn't want to sign the papers, when their children were struggling. I talked to them, spoke with them, talked to them. They said, Miss Carter, we'll sign the paper. Because I said, your child is not retarded. Your child just needs a little bit of help. Just let us give them a little bit of help. That's all I'm asking. So they don't have to be feeling like they're failing in society. You know what I mean? So it's rough. I just take passion in me being a teacher, and I just don't want nobody to say nothing harm, because I know it's not all of us. You know what I mean? Because when you work in that field, you work hard. Because you got to deal with a whole lot of personalities. You got children on medication.
Yeah.
You have children have been traumatized. You know what I mean? Where they didn't get no treatments and things like that. You'd be surprised what kids explain to you. And this, you got to be caring for them. You almost got to be a parent too with them. You do. Because their parents don't give a darn, a lot of them. They give a darn about their man before they give a darn about their children. I've seen it.
I want to push back, because what you two are saying, excellent conversation, but that's the wrong scenario. That's not what I was saying. When I said that we have rejects in the classroom, I'm not talking about all teachers. I'm specifically talking about teachers who I have seen with my own eyes on the internet, who are on live when they're supposed to be teaching and they're listening to music that is inappropriate. They have the students in the classroom cursing. If you want examples, all you have to do is look it up on YouTube, because there are BICO lives of substitute teachers letting these kids run amok and being inappropriate. When I'm talking about credentialing and I'm talking about the ethics test, I'm talking about things that I know with from experience. I'm looking at it, and I can tell you for a fact, in the state of Georgia, the ethics test to become a teacher has been suspended. It is not required, and they stopped requiring it during COVID, when a lot of teachers retired and they were struggling to put qualified people in the classroom. When I say that we have rejects in the classroom, I'm talking about those people who are not qualified, and they're not going into the classroom saying, these are my children. I really want to do the best that I can do. There are some people who are in a career switch. They're switching career paths, and they are just substituting just until they can get their next gig. Some people don't even have a passion for children, but they're in the classroom. And we have to acknowledge it, because we need to be honest about who is raising our children. I'm not saying that you two on the panel don't care, and I'm not saying that there aren't excellent teachers. I have had excellent teachers. My teachers were some of the most consistent emotional support systems that I had in high school. I understand the benefit of having a good social worker. I understand the benefit of having a great teacher, multiple teachers, but there are some bad apples, and the criteria to put the good people in the right position is very tough, and the school systems are settling. They're just trying to meet the head count, and we have to be honest about that.
No, you are right, Ian.
You're right with your point. You are definitely right what you just stated. I agree with you on that. Yes, I do. I do agree with you. Yeah. And what is your name?
E is E.
Yes, E. I really, yes, you said it perfectly right. What it is, I think with all this social media, all this phones, and like some kids, they have now where you put the phones in the pouches and they put it like on a recharger, right? A lot of kids don't want to give it up. Who wants to fight all day for an hour or so to try to get them phones from them kids? You know what I'm saying? Have them, especially high schoolers. And then you get some of them in, I taught like 6th grade and 5th grade. You get some of them and say, my mother said. I had a student walk out of my room. And she walked out of my room. I said, where you going? She said, I'm going to the bathroom. I said, no, we just all went to the bathroom as a group. She said, well, my mother told me if I got to go to the bathroom, just walk out your class. I said, whatever. She walked out. I locked the door. When she came back, she said, Miss Carter. I said, nope, you stand right there. Since you walked out, and so her mother came up the next day with the principal, and I told her, I said, when I send the kids to the bathroom, I send them with partners if somebody have emergency, because some of them was on having their little ladies thing. And I said, I send them because just in case something happened, one to run away and get to me.
Hello.
So we didn't stop. I never sent nobody to the bathroom, even the boys. I never sent nobody by themselves because I didn't like that. That's a horrible thing. And a lot of teachers do because I've seen it myself. They send them by themselves. But you're supposed to send in partners. See, I was different. And her mother said, I said, you tell her to walk. Now I said, suppose something would have happened to her. You would have want to sue us. You would have want to blame me because I let her go out the classroom. I said, but you told her she can leave my room anytime you want to. I said, and I know you said it. I know you said it. She told the daughter, she said, don't walk out of Miss Carter's room no more. You know what I mean? Because I told her we just went to the bathroom 5 minutes ago. I took the boys and the girls. I used to hold the soap in my hand and the paper towel, and they would do. We didn't have no problems. But that day, she played in the bathroom. So by the time she played and we got back to the room, she must have had to go. But you're not going to just walk out my room and just thinking, oh, I do what I want to do because my mother said I can do that. But you shouldn't tell your children that. Just walk out the class as a parent. See, we got some parents today, they don't take nothing into their children. Just like that little boy who shot that teacher Remember that little 6-year-old shot the teacher? Did you hear about that one?
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Yeah. So just imagine, 6 years old. What is he doing with a gun?
Well, we talked about that, but the thing is, with him, that school has a lot of responsibility in that situation.
Yeah, he had a lot of problems also.
They knew about his problems.
Yes,
That wasn't a. They try to act like when they put that story out, like out of nowhere, he left his house with the pow in his backpack and blah blah blah. No, that kid been problematic.
Yes,
and that school needs to be sued.
But I'm gonna tell you something. It takes a long time to get a student who gives you problems. It takes a long time to get them out that school. I'm telling y'all.
No,
it's a
Michelle,
process.
let me tell you something.
I'm telling you.
No, that I do know. But the level of problems they had with that kid, they could have got that done a little bit sooner.
Not if their mama, see, let me tell you something. Mom and daddy didn't want to sign them papers. I'm telling you what the holdup was.
That's not true. That mother and father, they had a plan in place where that kid was not supposed to go to school without an escort.
So why was he there without an escort?
That kid in that school that week without an escort. If you got paperwork and a whole plan in place where it's signed, because the parents even came out saying they regretted not going to school with the kid that week. If you got papers in place that says that kid cannot come to school without an escort, why did you let that kid in that school that week without an escort?
But if you said the parents are supposed to be there, Diva, if the parents said that, right, and they were supposed to take him to school, why didn't one of them bring him to school, especially in the first grade? So he came to school by himself.
Well, why did the principal, Michelle?
Yeah, why didn't the principal?
I could act a fool and send my kid, but why did the principal and everybody else allow that kid to be in there? You call when little man get off the bus or he walked there by himself. You stop him and take him in the principal office, and you call them parents and you say, yo, what's up? You got to come get him now.
But just like he said, everybody don't do that. Everybody don't care. Miss So-and-so might let him walk on by, but she ain't got to deal with him. Because Miss So-and-so don't have to deal with him. Mr. So-and-so got to deal with him when he get upstairs. You see what I'm saying? This is how they do.
But this is why we have to hold these principles. But we have to hold these principles accountable, because these principles, they have a lot of power and they have the potential to save lives. They can implement things, but they are very relaxed. And in my opinion, they don't want to ruffle too many feathers because they want the head count. They want the kids to keep coming to school, and that's why it's so difficult.
And they got to deal with them parents. And I'm telling you, them parents is a doozy sometimes. And that's what it is a lot of times too, y'all. I'm serious.
You know what, Michelle? The thing is, you know what? I agree with you wholeheartedly. The parents are different now. The parents.
It is. It's totally different.
And the parents tell their kids that they get in the people's face. But my thing is, when you stand up and you say, not my school, and you change that thing around, people will fall in line and catch the order. Okay? If you say, listen, y'all could come to school with these cell phones, but in every classroom, every kid have a basket. As soon as you get in this classroom, throw your phone in the basket. You got to bring order to your school as the administrators, as the principal, whatever. You got to be like, not under my watch. You got to pull that thing together. But
we had some parents could not even come on our side of the street. He had to get a paperwork and everything, and had parents where they could not cross the street to our property because it was a mess. I'm telling you, these parents today, they give you such a hard time. A hard time. And nobody don't want to be punched in their face. I seen them punch teachers in the face, in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
But that's why these parents got to get charges pressed on them.
Yeah.
Yes, and
if you or your kid raise their hand to me as a teacher, I'm going to be on the news. They coming to the house, they coming to get you. I'm not playing those games. But hold on, Shan, I'm not talking about that right now because that's another sensitive topic for the people. I'm not going to go there with you with the honor report.
Hold on.
You know what? Let me just say this really quickly. The world kills me where we can have conversations until they don't want us to have conversations. So when it comes to certain people, it's like, oh my God, don't you dare talk about so-and-so.
Yes.
Don't you dare have an opinion about this person. But everybody else, we can have our opinion and we good. Typically,
Listen,
let me just say
Diva.
this real quick. Typically, with the Super Bowl performance, we always critique it. No matter who the performer is, we always critique it, saying whether we think it was good, bad, this, that, or whatever. But then when it comes to certain people, it's like, oh my God, don't you dare. Don't you dare talk about
I'm a part of the Navy, and the Navy is not like the Beehive. Okay, we don't attack people. No shade to the Beehive. Roya is gonna come for me later.
I'm neither one.
Let me tell you something, Shando, about the Beehive. And your Beehives, y'all can buzz on over here if y'all want to. Y'all not buying RV Park. You're not buying RV Park. But anyway, anywho, you know what? We're about to pull this train into the last stop. As I pull this train into the last stop, I just want to say, I want to show you something. This is this kid that went into the grocery store. And listen, let me see if I could bring this up. 1 second. I'm gonna see. Did I thought I nope, that's not it. Oh, this is it. You know what's sad? It's like I don't understand people. And this is a 19-year-old that killed 10 people in the mass pow, because we got to watch the words that we say on YouTube, in a grocery store. Well, he found his day. He had the nerve to write an apology. He was crying or whatever. But the family members were so emotional, so upset. Let's just see this really quickly.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Come down city and decide you don't like black people. Man, you don't know a damn thing about black people. We're human. We like our kids to go to good schools. We love our kids. We never go in those neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do Let's go.
It's so sad. Let me just remove that. It's so charging, it's so emotional, it's so sad. But I understand how those people felt, right? It's like something so everyday, like you just shopping for your food. And imagine you got your family member just minding their business, doing their thing, and then you get a call that they're gone. They're no longer here. And I understood that man standing there, like his emotions took over him. Now he know he in the courtroom, he know like all the police are there, this, that, and the other, but he just couldn't. Sometimes your emotions really get to you, and his emotions got to him. Very sad, very hurtful. And sometimes with these people, yeah, you get in life in prison, but you're still alive. You're still alive, and you just wonder, like, it's just sad. So we're gonna close out with that. But as we're closing out with that, I'll start with you, then I'll work my way to the top. What are your thoughts on that situation?
So for me, I appreciated that black man in that moment. I like to see more black men in their emotions, standing up for what is just and what is right. Stand up for your community. And my only regret is that that man was scurrying across the courtroom like a roach, because you wasn't scurrying and running away when you was taking out the lives of our black people. Do you get what I'm saying? So don't run now. And I really I say this, and I'm sure I will get a lot of backlash for it, but sometimes people who do the right thing and they are in the wrong place. Well, actually, I won't even say it's the wrong place. You're in your own neighborhood. You're in the right place. You're where you're supposed to be. You're at the right place at the right time. The right place and the right time. But something still unfortunate happens to you, and your family is at a loss. Grandchildren will not have their grandmothers. The kids will not have their mothers, and vice versa. The grandfathers, the fathers, like these are people's loved ones, and people should be outraged. They're entitled to that. They deserve to feel that, and I don't think that life in prison is sufficient. I do think that something more harsh should be done, and that's just the way I feel about it. I'm gonna cut it right there.
Yeah, it's very sad. It was heart-wrenching for me. Michelle, your thoughts?
That would have been me, the man. That would have been me. When he ran across there, I know me. That would have been me. I know that in my heart. I said that. I said, that would have been me. Because I agree with E. Do they do it anymore in the prisons? Do they shoot you up with something? Or
certain states. But you know, you want to know what's so crazy though with that too? Some of them are actually on what they call D-roll. I'll say D-roll.
Okay.
Some of them are on it for like decades and years.
Yeah. Why they just don't throw them into the ocean with the sharks at? And that way we ain't got to pay no taxes. Feed them 3 meals a day. Get a hot shower. You know what I mean? Throw them to the sharks in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Because we take care of them. The taxes pay us take care of them. They get 3 meals. Some people out here don't even get 3 meals a day. And get a hot shower. And get to look at cable. And get to watch cable. Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
Sad. Very
yes,
sad.
It is. I said, wow. I said they can just throw him in the ocean and let it go.
Sheila, thank you so much for the super chat. His apology was just spoken words, nothing more, nothing less. You are correct. You know what? I just want to say this too. When that lady said that, you know, we want our kids to go to good schools too. We love our kids. We this, we that. You know, I don't want to take the train off the track, but I just want to go back to the story with Steph Curry and his wife. It's like just because you are of a certain economical level, don't mean that you're a savage and you don't want good for your kids or your family. So she really touched me with that. It's like, oh, you came to our town to wreak havoc, like we're not worth anything. Well, we care about our people too. We care about our families. We care about our kids. And you took them away from us. All because of what? You purposely came to our neighborhood to take us away. I'm coming to you, share 1 second, Paige. Thank you for the super chat. Right at E. Hopefully they let him in the general population among the Black inmates. They will give him what he deserves. You know, Jeffrey Dahmer got with Jeffrey Dahmer. His demise came into jail at the hand of an inmate. They're going to put this kid in
away. They're going to have to put
isolation. They're going to put him in isolation. They're going to put him in isolation, and he's going to go crazy because at 19, there's no way he's going to be used to being with self. He's going to lose his natural mind. Shan, what do you have to say about this situation?
I 100% agree with E and Miss Carter, I believe.
Yeah,
I agree. I think he should be placed, like she said, in the ocean to his own thoughts, because you know your mind can really, you know, mess you up.
Yes,
he should be locked away, sit and really ponder on all the evil he's done. And there needs to be harsher punishment, but I know there's a harsher punishment like hell, you know, where he belongs. So it's like I'm not too worried about it, but it's just so sad, and I feel like I would be that man too.
Yes.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
I'll be with you right there, Miss Carter.
You know what, Ari, you know what? This is so true. Why do we have to keep explaining that we're human? Why do we have to keep explaining that just because I live over here doesn't mean that I don't care about my life, my kids, and myself? You know what I mean? Why do you think that, you know, I'm just a thief? I'm lazy. there's so many things attached to the people, just because they live in a certain neighborhood, let alone the skin color. So you it's like almost like you can't win. First it's the color of my skin. Then if you can get over that, it's because I'm lazy and I only work here, or I don't do this, or I didn't do that. Nothing is ever going to be good enough. Nothing helps you rise above the situation. And then even when you rise above and you get to that particular level, if you do one misstep, they're going to be like, aha, see, I knew it.
Preach.
I knew they was a dirty dog.
But it's not only that, it's the people who don't live in those types of neighborhoods are the people who have built those types of neighborhoods. Because the Hispanics and the Mexicans that they employ to do all of this for cheap labor, those people are not lazy. They're some of the most hardworking people ever. Black people too, who built that White House that is so prestigious. I mean, if we're going to talk about it, we have to talk about it.
Yeah, I think Paige, they can still sue the family. I think they can. I'm not sure, but those people are so freaking heartbroken. So heartbroken. You can tell the emotion in that woman's voice that was speaking, and the man, he just couldn't even take looking at him
no more.
He
Yes.
tried to scoot over there and just choke him probably. Robin, what are your final
All this
thoughts?
for what?
Yeah.
For what?
Well, I want to believe that I would not be like that man who lunged after the person. I would like to think that I was 10 times bigger, faster, and stronger, because I would have loved to have gotten to him. And in my mind's eye, that is a good feel for me. I'm very disappointed that the court officers were so reflective that they were able to stop him and that they were able to shoo this dude away. One of the women in her victim's impact statement said that she didn't want the death penalty. She thought that he should live every day to be able to reflect upon the harm that he caused and what he did. I disagree. It's not me, but I'll tell you what, I don't believe in the death penalty in most cases. However, when there is absolute, irrefutable evidence that such a heinous crime has been committed, I see nothing wrong with the end of someone's life with the in defiance of the United States Constitution against cruel and unusual punishment. I think that if we could mete out the kind of end that he is responsible for, that's that eye for an eye. That Terry deserves another. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you. So we'll close out there. It's a really deep conversation. I mean, I'm not into the death penalty only because a lot of times it doesn't get applied to those who it should get applied to. Every harsh punishment that is put in place, normally we are the recipients of those punishments.
Which is why I have that caveat. If we know that we've seen that happen and there is no disputing it, then I'm for it. Otherwise, no, because we have seen too many people who have been incarcerated. I saw on CBS Mornings today a man who was incarcerated for M at the age of 21. Today, 28 years later, he's now been fully exonerated. It was the person who ID'd him as the perpetrator a few years ago took back the claim. He said that he felt pressure to give this identification. The person who actually committed the crime confessed to it. It's so hard to unring that bell, and so I get it. But when there's no question about somebody's guilt, I'm
like
for
a Jeffrey Dahmer, there was no question, right?
I think he should sit in his misery, make him his mind. Like once your mind, you can be sitting. Oh my gosh, sorry, it's loud with this game.
It's okay.
Sorry. I feel like your conscience will really his conscience will get him in the hell, because there's a heaven and there's a hell if you believe in that.
Yeah. Best IBK, You know, just I don't know why I got so emotional when I just read your statement here. Thank you for the super chat. Diva, when you address the racial issue at the school, please ask that the other parents, principal, and psychiatrist be present. Demand a public apology. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to see that kid. But
Wait, what
but you are
happened?
correct. Really quickly, if you go back to the beginning of my video, my son's school today, a kid. So I didn't know. I don't do iPhone. My son has an iPhone though, right? So iPhone, you could do this airdrop thing. And but the person has to accept it, right? And the person, somebody kept trying to airdrop him, and finally he accepted it. And when he saw it, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to see.
You can
Can
see
you
the
see
other
that?
one better.
I don't know if
You
y'all
can
can
see
see that.
What do it say? I can't see. I
It
can't
said,
see.
I don't listen. It's a monkey, and it says, I don't listen to end to ends.
And the
Oh
What?
my
other one.
And
God.
then do you see that? It says
Oh
coon.
my God.
I
Yeah,
can't see it.
it says coon flakes instead of corn
Oh
flakes.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
And they send it to your son's phone
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They airdropped it. They
in the
airdropped.
Oh my
classroom.
God.
In the classroom.
Yeah, because when somebody airdrops, they have to be
Mhm.
near you, and they don't even have to have
Oh,
your phone number. I didn't know that with iPhone. I think it's
Yeah.
so
really?
invasive.
With the
Yeah,
iPhone,
this is
you
the
don't have to
first.
have the number.
Yeah, my girlfriend was telling me, and I'm just like,
Oh
and of
wow.
course the school called me, was like, we don't tolerate, it's the typical stuff. We don't
Yes.
tolerate it, is this, is that. No, that's some nonsense. And my whole thing is too that now this person was in the classroom in at least
Hmm.
close proximity to my son. They go
Right.
to school. It's just a lot. Like
Hmm.
it's very emotional. I'm fortunate, like I'm laid back, believe it or not. But my son is extremely laid back. And he was like, Mom, because I told him what I was going to do tomorrow and how I'm going to handle this. And he's like, Mom, please don't do that. I'm like, no, this is not just about you. This is about who's coming behind you. So his school is probably, I'm going to say, probably 97% not him. If you understand what I'm saying, right?
Right.
But this kid, I mean, he's very neutral. Like I think I said it before on my channel. Like he was at a ton of sweet 16s. I mean, it was like every culture, and I was like so happy for him. One time he had to dress a certain way, this, that, and he did it all. And he was in these people's sweet 16. Like it's very overwhelming. It's not that I don't think that these things don't exist. It's just overwhelming when it hits home.
Oh.
Um,
Mhm.
and it's very emotional to me, and
Mhm.
I'm just like overwhelmed. I'm
Mhm.
shocked, and it's like I'm thinking to myself like, and I told my son the thing is that with all of these things that are going on in these schools now, the girl that unfortunately took her own life because they were
Yes.
bullying her,
Yes.
the stuff that happened on these, but everything that's going on in these schools, you can't take any situation lightly.
You can't.
Because if
Right.
I do and something happens later, then you can forget it. You're going to put me wherever that kid is. That's where you're going to have to put me because I ain't going to survive that. And I'm like, no, we can't let this go because it's more
Right.
serious than you think. And
Think.
that is some deep hatred stuff there because you
Yeah.
got pictures. You didn't just write words.
Mm.
You found some pictures
He said,
Mm.
and
cornflakes.
sent them that part.
Girl, when I tell you,
I can see the picture. What was the picture of?
I
Go
I
ahead.
know what you're going through.
Okay.
Yeah. I've
So
been
what,
in.
I'm trying to put this into words without getting emotional.
Right.
I live in a district where we're like 1%. Okay.
Okay.
And it's 45% Indian,
Okay.
80% Caucasian,
Mhm.
and some Arabics. But we're 1%.
Right.
And my son was a sophomore at the time, and he got a noose.
Oh my God.
A noose. Yeah, he was playing football, and they put a noose in his locker. So he took a picture. He called me. He was crying.
Yeah.
He said, "Mom, I'm number 3 in the school. Number 3 with academics. My son was the third best football player on the team as well.
Mm.
They gave my baby a noose.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't call the school. I called the attorney.
Mm.
I called the superintendent. I didn't get an answer that day. So when I called the attorney, all of a sudden, I'm getting all these calls, all these emails. So sorry. Then next thing you know, what's her name? From I don't want to say, I can't stand Trump, but what was her name that was over the school? She didn't know nothing really. What was her name?
Betty the boss.
Yes, she came to
Mm.
the school district. She was always at his school. So I can't say the school district name due to the fact
Mm-hmm.
I had to sign a form, but I got something out of them. Put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Put it like that. I got something out of them, but I signed the form. But she was always at this particular school in Illinois. So that I can say, y'all can Google it. So they didn't want it to look bad because she was making her third appearance at this particular high school.
Mm.
So they CTC. I mean, they cut the check for me.
Mm.
And it was a learning experience for my son. And the reason why, because I told him, if I wouldn't have said anything, they would have been okay with that.
Yep.
But once they found out, oh, his mother, she's a physician. His father's an ex-NFL player. Oh, and she knows some people because I told the superintendent, I'm like the man from Taken. I got resources. Now, which one resources you need me to call now?
Yeah.
So please don't back down. Let your son see that it's a domino effect if you really be quiet.
Yep.
You know, and my grandma always says something. Shake the table.
Mm.
You don't
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to say a word, but you can shake the table.
Mm-hmm.
So when I walked in that school his junior year, his senior year, hello, ma'am, how are you? They all spoke.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Oh, that's such and such a mother. Oh, she brought that pressure. She brought that pressure cooker.
Mm-hmm.
She never had to say a word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm bringing the heat.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
because then
bringing
it
the
doesn't
heat
stop,
because
and then it gets worse.
it won't stop. They call me. They
have
call
to
me
think. They
today.
have to know it's not okay. You know.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
They call me today with the the typical conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Love your son, da da da, ba ba ba, hoo hoo hoo, ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna make the calls. They're gonna make the email. No, that's not enough for me. CTC need contact because that's an emotional damage.
Yeah,
and they're gonna protect their own.
Showing all these kids.
Yes, they are.
It's okay to come to school to be abused.
I've seen it a lot in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the first
bring the
rule
pressure
you sign
cooker,
as a
honey.
parent, the first rule you sign as a parent at any school is you're gonna protect my kid.
That part.
But it's unfortunately they don't think they have to protect our children. My husband and I were just talking about this earlier for one of the experience we had with one of our daughters that she'll be 40 in August. She was going to a private school and she was literally bullied by little boys that was literally trying to push her downstairs, all kinds of crazy things, to the point that I would go up there. I went to the diocese. I went to the priest. I went to the teachers. I went to the principal. I got no resolve. And finally, there was one day she came home. She had a snowsuit on. And she was covered from her middle of her back to the heel of her foot in mud where she had been drugged. And I was pissed. I told her, when you come home, tomorrow morning, I'm taking you to school. And all I want you to do is point him out. And I will deal with him. And through the grace of God, this happened on a Thursday. It was a sunny day. And God was in favor for me because I probably would have lost my job, my livelihood, and I probably would have hurt someone.
Locked you up.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And it snowed
they got a snow day that day, that Friday, and school was closed. It was sunny and muddy because it didn't rain the day before, that Wednesday. But Thursday, they had mud outside. It was cold enough that she had her snowsuit on. But that Friday, had it not snowed, I would have been up there. That weekend gave me time to think. And then I was able to speak to them calmly. I did go up there again. I told them, if my daughter get pushed one more time, I'm coming up there, and I don't care who I push down the steps. I'm pushing everybody I see. You deal with it now. Either you remove him from the school. My money, our money spends just like any other student, parents' money here. And I expect her to be protected and not abused. I never had another incident. When you showed that picture of what happened to your son, oh my God. It's like
They already seen it. They already know. They already know. They already seen it. Like I said, I'm very fortunate. Like he is fine because he went to the school game tonight. But I can't even.
Yeah. You tell him to watch his back.
Listen, this school is very pricey. Like you said, Elby, this school is very pricey. And it's not even really about the price. It shouldn't happen nowhere to nobody's kid.
Right. Exactly.
Even if it was the local public school, it shouldn't happen.
Right.
But you pride the people in coming to the school because of the education, whatever else y'all doing, and it's all of this money, and this is the shenanigans and the nonsense going on. And like I said, not that it would be that much different, but you didn't just write words. You got pictures.
Exactly.
And for me, my thing was, I wanted to know how the kid came up with the scenario and everything. Because my thing was, I said, somebody in the household thinks
100%.
It comes from the parents.
Yes. And the father was abusive to the lady, the boy's mother. He was a racist, and he felt that it was okay to come to school and do different things. And he wasn't my son, come to find out, wasn't the first one that he did stuff like that to. But again, they have a privilege, so he never got reprimanded the first time.
I'm sure your son will be the last one.
Oh, I'm quite sure it was, because I personally sued them.
Yeah.
That pressure.
You gotta put the pressure. You gotta shake the table. Yeah, and no, it's a all boys school. It's a all
because it happened here with 3 girls who was spraying each other black and put the do-rag on their head and said, "Yeah, I'm the thug. I'm the thug." And they was in Catholic school here up in Northeast from me, and they finally expelled them girls because them parents who kids went to school there, they was all outside. They said, we're not having this. And I said, I'm so glad to see it. All them black parents came out strong. And it was a good feeling to see that.
Lorraine, we know who it is, Lorraine. They know who it is.
Yeah, and I was sitting at the dinner table. That's what I call the table. We'd be at the table with a lawyer, with the superintendent, and some counselors. And I would demand what I need to demand. Y'all gonna do this and this, that, and other, and I see you in personal court. Bottom line, because the parents have to pay. I don't care what you say, Diva. They have to pay because it stems at home. Everything comes from, I don't care what nobody say. Everything comes from home, and I see this every day within my profession, with them, within my kids. It comes from home.
I got a question. Have y'all noticed this really has been showed a lot and came out a lot since Trump was in office?
Oh yeah, they're very.
Have you noticed they've been prejudiced all along, but they're more bolder with it.
Well, you know what? I tell people he didn't start it. He pulled the scab off of it, is what he did.
Okay. But
look at it from that perspective.
Okay.
The scab was pulled off of it.
Pulled off. Because it's been happening. But the thing was, they bolder with it. And their children are bold with it.
He should be expelled.
So Tyler,
I worked in the emergency room because now we're short staffed. So even though I have a specialty, we still have to rotate into the emergency room 25 hours out the month. I promise you, Diva, the other night when I got off the line with y'all, I had to go to work. So I did 11 to 7. Lady came in, 72 years old, well-dressed, well-mannered. She was like, "Are you the physician on staff?" I said, "Yes, I am, ma'am." She said, "Oh, no, you need to make a phone call." I said, "I need to make a call." She said, "Yes, I need to speak with the medical director." I said, "Is there a problem?" She said, "Oh, I will never let you assess me."
Oh,
I said, "Oh, no, y'all don't say, ooh, don't say, ooh."
oh my goodness.
You know what? It's funny
Hey,
that
hold on 1 second, Sheila. We had a doctor, a Black pediatrician, and they kept calling her Dr. Miss Stuffins, that cartoon.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You know what? We can have a whole bigger conversation on that situation because, you know, there's a lot that goes on in the hospital. So now the thing is, everybody could wear scrubs. And so you don't know who's from who now because the whole hospital wears scrubs, but that's a whole nother conversation.
It's colored.
And they color coded, but how does a patient know a color code? Like they did that with keys. It was like, oh, you could wear black bottoms.
Well, when you enter a hospital, first thing you go to is registration. So it's labeled registration. So you know where you at. So when they send you to the back room, they put you in the room and say a physician will be with you. As soon as I came in, I was like, "Hi, ma'am, what's going on tonight? How can I help you?" She was very polite. She said, "Oh, you can help me by
because they do that." But see, the thing
I've had people be like, "Are you the CNA?"
Wait, hold on 1 second, guys. A physician will be with you, but before the physician come, maybe somebody from registration come. They have on scrubs. Right. Maybe somebody from the nurse come. We have on scrubs.
Ultrasound.
Maybe the phlebotomist comes. They have on scrubs. Then maybe a resident comes. They have on scrubs. You don't know who's who, but even outside of that, once they see this skin color,
that's it.
It's wild and crazy. They may not assume about the other people, but when they see this, they assume, are you from the kitchen? You the janitor, you everything but what you are. They're gonna do that because I experienced what you did. The woman, she knew I was the nurse. I was written on the board. She would rather say the tech was the nurse. And she told me it was the babies because, you know, I do anything for the babies because I did peds. And so she was like, when her baby IV came out, she was like, "Who's going to do it?" I said, "Your nurse," right? This chick, she did just like they did ULB. She said she wanted another nurse to do it. But let me tell you how God helped me out. 5 sticks later, the baby ain't had no idea.
5 sticks later,
right? I tell you, we was on the same path.
5 6 later, the baby ain't had no IV. So I walked in there, but I did it for the kids, for the baby.
Amen.
I walked in
Patients
there,
always assume I'm the aide.
I said to her, "Do you want me to try?" And let me tell you, this ain't nothing to do with me being good. Just because I spoke to God. I said, "God, don't let me miss." Okay.
And you didn't.
Boost that baby up. My girlfriend, who's still my friend today, she's a heck of a tech. I love her. She held that baby on where I told her to hold that baby on. I put that IV in there, and it went in, and that blood came back, and I said, "Thank you, Jesus," in my head. I wrapped that baby up. I put that cold band on that arm, take that baby down, and I left that room. And when that woman came to that nursing station and tried to thank me, that's when God wasn't with me no more. It was the devil. I ain't turn around and speak to her.
Now she want to be nice.
I ain't speak to her. And then the next day, because I always did my 3 in a row because we did 12-hour shifts. The next day, I told them, "Don't even give her back to me." Honey, she was at that nursing station looking for her nurse, wanted to know if I was her nurse, this and that. No.
No.
That's how you do that.
I will not be abused. You can use me every now and then, but you ain't gonna abuse me. No, lady, I'm not your nurse, okay? And now you looking for me. You want me to be the one. But they do that to us all the time. I will never understand why people think just the color of your skin and they get wild and crazy. But they called that woman the pediatrician who studied just like everybody else. They kept calling her doctor and stuff, and so she had to tell the mother to stop.
Wow.
It's not funny. Stop.
Right.
No, I just let her sit there. And then I told everybody, I was like, oh yeah, I made the call to the medical director. He's coming down. I didn't make no call. The lady said that for 8 hours. So that's about time she did get somebody who was on the next shift, baby. So I was like, oh well, you know, and they was like, I thought you called. Oh, I did. He just didn't answer. You know
that part.
Yeah.
I can't
He was busy.
That part. That part. It's just, but it's a shame, the discrimination. We can talk a whole thing about nursing, and it's really sad. And even some of your own fellow coworkers. Best IBK, thank you so much for the super chat. I didn't write the letter as soon as I heard about it, because I didn't want my emotions to be in it the wrong way. I need my emotions to be in it the right way. So I held off, because I was very emotional when I saw those pictures, and I just really couldn't believe it. But you said prayer up, grandparents up, psychiatrists up first. Yeah. We're going to do this thing, and we're going to do it right. But, you know, like I said, he thought, and, you know, I appreciated the phone call, but he thought the phone call was going to keep me at bay. But oh no. He thought that phone call was going to keep me at bay. Oh no, it will not. Okay, going to write to school. I'm going to set my appointment with the principal. We're going to get this thing done.
Miss Diva, she speaks so nice. She have insufficient funds, sounding so great. So I know you was on the line having him think everything is moved over.
What?
Oh, yes. Oh yeah, I said that.
Just
come on, because that smoke finna hit.
That part. Absolutely insane. Listen, guys, it is late in the hour. You know what, LB? It's like, you know, when you had me shaking there, bringing back them hospital memories for a minute. Woo! It's something else. There was this OBGYN, a resident. I really felt bad for her. She went through so much. So when you're a resident, I can't, you probably could speak to it better, LB, that so she was like in her 3rd year or something like that. They was trying to fail her.
Oh, all the time.
Wow.
But this was like her second round. This was like a second round or something like that. I don't remember all the details, but you know, God helped her too, because she came in the emergency room. They was so playing with her emotions so bad. She came in the emergency room with a pow. But luckily it did not, something jammed. Of course,
you know, will make you want to do that. I swear to God, I've been through so much, especially when I was going through a divorce and everything. And it's like they kept, how should I put this?
Messing with you.
When I tell you, I had a couple of Africans, you know, they were from Ghana, and they were over here studying and stuff. They even tormented me. You know, and we have, you know, I love my Indians, don't get me wrong. But when I tell you, the men, they would make you want to bring a pow. I swear to God. Because they treat you like you the scum of the earth. And I told everybody, I went to the top school. Vanderbilt in Tennessee is the best medical school ever.
Talk to the people.
I came out 4th of my class. So I told them, I said, so when you can't tell me nothing.
That part.
At the end of the day, I got a contract. And if you don't want me touching nobody and you want me to sit here and look pretty, I don't mind that. Because
I know that's right.
At the end of the day, you're gonna need me before I need you. So then he said, what you say? So I made up my own stand. I need you before a duck. No, I need you like a duck need a motorboat. And that's what I told him.
Wait, so Paige, you said is a 2-year degree or RN or something else? No, 2-year degree, you have a RN, but they just differentiated when you have like when you a 2-year degree or you have your BSN. That's BK, you saying don't write the letter?
Please don't write a letter. No, you write a letter.
Ask them why.
Yeah, why? Why would you say
ask them why? Yeah, for them to say that, yes.
Why would you say don't write the letter? Like, I can't let this happen to somebody.
No, you can't.
You're going on record.
Yeah, and not only that, this is my kid. And then what if something happens? He doesn't graduate until May. What if something happens before that? Then I'm gonna be mad at myself.
Are you still gonna go to the school, Diva? Are you still gonna go
Yes,
to the
I
school
am.
tomorrow? Yes.
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
Amen.
an appointment. I'm not gonna just roll up there. I'm gonna do everything properly.
Okay.
I'm sending my email. I'm telling
That's
her I
right.
want an appointment. I want to
Yes.
speak to the people. This was a hate crime. No, we got to deal with this.
Definitely.
We got to deal with this. This was not something where you just woke up and you decided to call him. You had pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had a picture of a monkey.
Mm-hmm.
And then your other picture was cornflakes, and you're gonna say coonflakes.
Mm.
This is a lot.
But you know what they do? And they did this to our grandson too, because he went to a predominantly white school.
Mhm.
And they befriend them and they think they can tell them quote racial jokes. But we made our grandson aware that that's not funny. And he checked it when it happened. I said, you know, they're telling you a racial joke at the expense of your race. And he was like, oh. Yeah, I said, don't allow it. And he didn't.
Yeah, no, you think silence is violence. Come on, Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
You got that right.
Come
You
on,
know,
Emmanuel.
speak up.
Come on. Yeah, I don't even want my son try to tell me no. He's like, I'm good. I said, no.
No.
No, he's not good.
But they did my grandson.
I
They
tell
jumped him.
her, I know her, but anyway, she right. She said, write the letter, yeah, because it's legal. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe.
Yes, it's a
Thank
piece of
you.
paper,
That's what I was saying.
documentation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if you're going to call it a hate crime, hate crime, it's not a bad idea to include law enforcement because they
No,
call them on
listen,
you.
my girlfriend is NYPD. She said it's a hate
Oh,
crime.
Yeah, that
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to call the
That's
police.
that's how you able to sue the parent because
Right.
it's a hate crime. Yeah, like I said, I learned a lot through that process. A lot.
That part right there. That part right there. And listen, this kid airdropped it. And it airdropped to more than one person.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He airdropped it. But the problem I'm really having is the kid kept airdropping and airdropping and airdropping. And my son told him to stop.
Oh, okay. But
He
why
wanted my son to open it. He wanted him to.
Yeah, he wanted him to
feel
say it.
the
It was
pain of
intentional.
what was written.
He kept poking your son. He kept
That's
poking him.
that part. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Michelle.
He
That's what
kept poking him. Oh
He
yeah,
kept
they
poking
do it at times. They do that at times. Yes.
Yeah, he wanted him to open it
Yes.
because my son told him stop. He
Stop.
even told him, he said, because he got the one message. He said, whoever is doing it, stop, or I'm going to tell the principal. So you got a warning and you still sent the second one. No, I'm writing the letter.
Played your son bluff. That's what he was doing. See, he was trying to play his bluff.
Yeah, I'm
He
gonna write
said,
the
we're
letter.
not gonna get in trouble. I'm not gonna get in trouble because I'm white and you're black,
said, I've
so I'm
done
not
it
gonna get in
before.
trouble.
And he's done it before.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like
That ain't his first time.
one of the parents is prejudiced because I've,
Yes.
like I say, you sit up there and you sue them because he's a minor. Anything your minor do like that, and that's a crime, that's federal.
Yeah.
Yes, the parents is responsible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna allow this
Run
to
me my
happen to my baby. Yeah, he wanted a reaction from him, but thank God, even the
Yes.
when the counselor called me, he was like, your son did the right thing. He didn't even react. And
Good. Yes.
he
That
told
goes in this.
he told the kid, had it been, you're saying if you need to lawyer up and let them write a letter. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
Okay.
No, you have to make the first attempt.
I am gonna write.
Yeah, so
but I see. Okay, it wasn't that Best IBK was just saying don't do it.
No, do 3 letters: principal, head of school, counselor, and the teacher. That way, all 3 of them got that letter.
Get it?
Yeah, no, I am.
I'm telling you. Make sure you
My,
get 3 of them.
my
Whoever
favorite
can start
thing
it.
that I used to do when I would write letters to the diocese, I would also write the letter and I would CC my attorney. That gets their attention when you CC your attorney because it's like, oh, I used to do that all the time when they were in school. I sure did.
Yeah, schoolboy. Yes, all right, everybody. Because like I said, my son even gave him the opportunity. He asked him to stop.
Stop. Yeah.
He asked them to stop. He didn't know who it was, but he said whoever it is. He
Oh, it
said
is.
to everyone
Yeah.
else to stop, right? But
Mhm.
then they sent another one like, no, you this is what you.
So they was just
And
determined.
then the kid tried to come apologize to him. No, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
Get out of
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's what
He
you
meant exactly what he did. That boy meant exactly what he did to your son. Yes, he did. He meant that.
Yeah.
But it's so sad that you have parents that teach their children that.
Yes.
That we are less than, no matter how big our accomplishments, how well we do where we live, how much money we have, what we drive, how we look. You know, it's always an issue because in their minds, we're not supposed to have those things.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Supposed to be
right now
nothing.
I have a neighbor. She was like, I'm still wondering how you got in this subdivision.
Oh,
I swear to God, when I see her at the HOA meeting, she be like, I'm still wondering how you got here.
Listen, LB, listen.
Say because you
live
had
in a
money like
very-
them. You had money. Your money was green like theirs.
It's like you live in a really prestigious one. Listen, mine is regular. And can I tell you, so I never miss a HOA fees, but a lot of what I do is because I know what they try to do. You understand what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I never miss a HOA. I mean, they get that money on time, all the time, whatever, right? So they complained about something. They kept sending me letters. They kept saying, fix this, fix that, whatever, right? Child, I went to that meeting. And I sat there, right? I crossed my legs and they had their lawyer there. They had this one, they had everybody that's on the board there, and I came there by myself, okay? And then what happened was when it was one storm and we was either Sandy or something, the panel, but my townhouses are not separated, right? Ours are connected. I share the wall with the two neighbors. You see what I mean?
Right.
Our paneling on our townhouses, when it came off, some of it was, part of it was my house, part of it was theirs. They sent me a letter and said, you got to fix it. I said, no, y'all got to fix it because part of it is my house, part of it is theirs. If I bring a contractor, they're going to put a little piece on my property. That's stupid, right? And then I said, I can't have my contractor do both of ours because what's going to happen is the minute a nail or something goes wrong in theirs, they're going to try to sue me. You're wrong with this, right? This man going to tell me, oh, you smart.
Oh, you are smart.
Girl.
You know we're not supposed to be smart. Shame on you going up in there and showing your intelligence.
They told me before, oh, I'm surprised you make it to every HOA because, you know, you people normally don't show up.
Oh, you people.
You people. So me being the person I am, I said, oh, us people always show up and show out, and we know how to read and understand. You know, so I'm looking at her. And so at the time, my ex-husband was like, why is you egging this lady on?
Like, Trent, thank you for the super chat. I ain't going there tonight, but her cover is beautiful. Rihanna's cover on Vogue magazine.
Oh yeah, it is.
It is beautiful. Yeah. And I mean, that little boy is a cutie pie.
He looked just like A$AP Rocky.
Don't you know? Don't you know? Best Buy BK, you must demand that this child stay away from it. No, he got to get out that school.
Yes.
Right?
He got to get out that school. He is. Yes, that is true. Everything you're saying there, Best Buy BK, thank you for the super chat. Everything you're saying there is 100% true, but he got to go.
No, the law states that if it's a hate crime, the child have to go to an alternative school.
That part
exactly
has to go. Has to go. And like I said, I today I yesed him to death, the counsel on the phone, because I knew I had to be in a certain mindset.
Exactly.
I yesed him to death because I didn't want to go there and be that one. You know what I mean? And my kid already had the victory because my kid handled it well. So if my kid handled well, I can't be worse than you know what I'm saying. He handled it well, and we're going to continue to handle it well. But it ain't over. It ain't over. By no means. You can't do this and you can't allow this. And this is not the first freaking incident that they had at the school that was something crazy, because you know, a lot of these private schools, what they will do is they will take other people that got kicked out of 50 other schools because they want the money.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
So then you exposing us that gotta work hard to send my kid there as a single parent, and you getting my money all the time on time. No, y'all need to do better for everybody. And we're not going to push this under the rug. It's dead wrong. You said cool.
That's what they expect us to do. You know, they
supposed to get expelled.
Turn around and turn a blind eye. But see, I'm the feisty one, as y'all can tell. My ex-husband was the quiet one.
My husband is like that.
Quiet. He just got 2 more years left. You know, just leave it alone. So I told him, I said, oh, yeah, okay. No, I brought that pressure cooker. I brought the pressure cooker. You know?
Yeah, you know why though, LB, too, to be honest with you, because it's about, like I told my son, it's about paving the way for the people that come behind you. If we don't stop it now, what's going to happen to these brothers and sisters, brothers, because you know it's an all boys school, that come behind you? It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's a lesson for your son. I said, this is a lesson for your son, and this is what I told my son. In life, you have to teach people how to treat you.
Exactly. Because if you allow people to disrespect you, they will do it all day and every day.
That's right. And I tell my son all the time, you're not a foreclosure. And he'd be like, what? I'm like, you're not a foreclosure. You know, so he said, what that mean? I'm like, you're not going to settle for less.
That part.
Yes.
That part.
Because when I tell you, I didn't work too hard.
That part.
To provide the best of the best. And if somebody think that they're going to come along and undermine what I'm doing, oh, baby, you getting the pressure cooker mixed with the air fryer. It's going to be on.
Gonna be on the popping, right? Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all's getting late. This is a great conversation. You know, got me in my emotions a little bit, but I'm gonna.
That's okay. You the mom. You his mother. You supposed to. You feel that way. That's your baby. That's your baby.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna attach those pictures in my email when I send it. Let's be clear. This is what he got, and I'm gonna, you know, set up the meetings and everything. With the school, and I'm gonna tell them y'all need to. This is a hate crime.
Yes,
this is a hate crime. And then you have this hatred in my son's learning environment, and this boy, you know, he's an academic weapon. That boy, he does his
work.
He works.
Right.
And this is not right. And this is his last year. He shouldn't be experiencing alcohol, and especially of the last year. I will keep you abreast of everything.
He's trying to go to college, and he don't want to go to college thinking
with nothing on his record.
Am I going to be, you know, taunted? Because college is a whole different environment. My son went to USC. He did never experience, you know, he was like, well, Mom, races don't exist on college campus. They trying to get what they need to get and gone. Yeah, people ain't trying to do all of that.
Right. Documentation is everything. Thank you all of y'all for your tips. I'm paying attention. I'm looking at them. I'm reading them. I'm definitely going to send an email. I'm going to keep this calm and everything and just do things the right way. And I will keep everybody abreast. I do appreciate y'all. But a letter has to be sent because, you know, like in nursing, you know what they say in nursing? If you didn't document it, it didn't happen.
Right. Facts. You gotta have that documentation.
Come on now, right? They said if you did not
have that
document it didn't happen. That part. Okay. They like, I don't care. You say you gave the antibiotic. This chart don't say it. So it did not happen. So documentation is everything. And I'm sticking to that. It's going to be documented. You know, like I said, they called me on that phone quick because they knew it was the severity.
They knew it. Yes.
Literally, my son called me. I hung up the phone and they was on the phone calling me.
That's how they do it.
That's how they do it. That's how they do it. But listen, guys, I love y'all. This was a great conversation.
Love you too. Love all of y'all.
Wonderful evening,
Yes. Listen, LB, you're gonna have to email me because I do want us to do a show.
Gave you Did you look in the private chat? You have my email address.
Oh, okay.
Robin has it.
Robin, I'm glad you said that private chat because I don't ever go in this private chat.
What?
No, I don't. I'm learning how to work. They done got me on this darn Mac computer that I bought here. I'm writing it down though. They got me on this Mac, and let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's an L, not an I. Everybody always think it's an I. It's an L.
Oh, it's an L. It does look like an I. Okay, let me put an L. Let me tell you something. You know, it's okay. Everybody like, you gotta get a Mac, you gotta get a Mac, you gotta get a Mac. Even the guy in Best Buy, he was like, no, you gotta get this Mac.
I can't stand this MacBook.
That part.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's so
HP.
And I
That's
went
my
to
favorite.
classes 3 times.
Let me tell you something, Sheila. I got.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna keep it. I got. You know, you gotta tell the truth to maybe say somebody that's coming behind you. I got
exactly.
Don't buy into the hype.
Let me tell you something. You see this mouse, the Apple mouse? I can't stand it. So this is all money, extra money. I went and bought this mouse. This I got. That's all I gotta say.
Me, Bo.
Well, yeah, but I'm using it. I'm gonna figure it out. But listen, guys, love y'all. Good night. I'll keep you posted.
Good night.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, listen. Before we go, tomorrow night I'm interviewing Bunny DeBarge. If you know
really?
Yes.
What time?
That's from the girl. That's the what you call it? The family from Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really.
I went
She's
to
one
school
of 11.
with one of them. I went
Yes,
to school with one of them. They crazy. Let me mix that with in there. Praise the Lord, Jesus.
Praise the Lord. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Okay. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. I'm interviewing her. I hope to see you there. Have a good night. It was a great night.
Love you guys. Good night.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night, everybody. All right.